magic is imagination. We are moving into an age of manifestation. Things become actually less material, more ethereal. The golden dawn is when we awaken to this new station of life. What you think becomes real quicker. Regain our imagination, regain our inner child, and let that inner child out.
My name is Frank Castle, founding member of the music group Heist Click and New York City Neo Shaman. After a serious injury sidelined my career in 2013, I decided to set out on an adventure to search for myself with the help of the plant medicine Ayahuasca. What I discovered waiting for me was something I could have never prepared for. It was time for me to become something more, someone more. It was time I became fearless. In the darkest of nights, gonna let my light shine as my heart beats in rhythm with space and time. When the light starts to shine inside your third eye, you awake to the knowledge that you never die. I'm becoming fearless. Greetings and good evening, everyone. It's your main man, Frank Castle, your Sorcerer Supreme, right here each and every Saturday night on YouTube. Fearless is the show. Who's with me tonight, my ethereal translator.
Hey, everyone.
And co-host, Paula Milo. Shout outs. How you doing, baby?
I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah.
Make sure you're talking to that microphone.
Okay.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
What's up, everyone?
Can you turn the mic this way? I don't have to push you in the corner. Thank you. It's blurry now.
What the?
You gotta fix that.
I don't know how.
Just touch it again. See what?
There it goes. Hey, everyone. Can't see for shit right now. How's everyone been? What's going on? How are you? Greetings, fearless family. Greetings all. Wow, I'm really I gotta get colorful. The white beard and the ultra white face and then a little bit of red. And
I have color.
No, I know. I'm wearing a red shirt, so it kind of throws it off. Tonight's sponsor. Where is it? The Rebellion.
I love that shirt.
Shout out to the Red Cup Review, Rob Banks. Check him out if you're into
Frank's brother.
If you're into comic books, action figures, action posable statues, stuff, giant robots, anything that has to do with the Justice League. That's your main man right there. How have you been?
Good.
Shit.
Crazy. We missed a couple of shows.
You don't even know where to start, right?
I honestly don't. And I was thinking about it all day today. Like, what are we, Frank and I missed a couple of shows because we've been taking care of mom. She had major surgery. She's good. She's okay.
We're going to discuss that stuff without
discussing it. So
pouring it over.
Yeah. So we have, we've been taking care of mom and, it's just been time consuming and nothing has really happened, but we're living in this 3D, like we're very centered in this 3D life and
ultra 3D time, right?
Yeah. And it's good.
Where have you been? What have you been doing?
And it kind of sucks too. It's like, like.
Did you think we were running and hiding from something?
Yeah.
That's so weird, right?
Yeah. But it's just been.
We've had comments said that
stuff. Yeah, family
we're
stuff.
just like, yeah, we went ultra 3D.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel like 3D. It does.
No, it does. It does.
No, it does, but there's something different to it.
Yesterday we felt it break. We had to run to Home Depot, and again we're scattering all over the place. So it's great that we're here and we're back because we did miss everyone, and we're happy to be here to talk. But we don't have a format or anything, so tonight's going to be
just
like
shooting the
silly,
shit.
silly, stupid shit, like always, kind of, but like with less purpose, I guess. Oh, I do have a story to tell later on. Um, I had another wonderful experience that I would like to share with everyone. Just like the Tiffany experience, I had an experience with Jenny Miller. I'll talk about that later. That was powerful. We can that'll tie into this somehow later. And I have to talk about it because it was great. Because when it was happening, it was such a subtle, sweet experience that I didn't think. I thought we'll talk about it later. So we went to Home Depot yesterday at like 7 o'clock to get, of course, wood, because Frank has been building stuff for weeks now, and he's getting very good at it and using all his power tools. And so he said, let's go to Home Depot. This way we have, most of the stuff we need. This way, if we want to start building something this weekend, we can. And then, if we have to back, we'll be back at Monday after 7 o'clock to Home Depot, because apparently that's the sweet time to go to Home Depot because
It's the sweet
no
spot.
one was in there. So we were like running around, like, just doing everything we had to do. But yeah, it's been a rough couple of weeks, like three solid weeks of crazy. And I know a lot of people are feeling it. And
It's 3D crazy though. It's like stuff that I can't pull away from.
Yeah, but
and you don't want to hear about, really.
Yeah, no, it's like just this mundane, just
Can't
3D
do
life
psychedelics
stuff,
or
no,
scratch
no,
your balls.
because have
or
to be
you
responsible.
got,
So
I'm
you
too
can't do
busy.
that.
And then you go, holy shit.
Yeah, it's
we're
just
living through something.
focused in it.
That's how, yeah.
But I think everyone is feeling like that. Like I know a lot of the people in the chat room are fearless friends and family. I mean, everyone's going through something, whether it be family or work or.
And I'm not comparing. We heard so many stories from the people that we've been around.
Oh yeah, just in the last
and then
couple
whoever
of weeks,
we talk to randomly,
everyone's going through it. So if you're going through it and you want to share, just put something up and
yeah, absolutely. I'm a little off. My eyesight for some reason is really not good. I put Visine in and it's not working.
That happened to me. That's so funny that you should say that, because it happened to me before. So Frank, right before the show, when we get ready for the show, there's like we clear the house. Sometimes Frank will sage or whatever, but there's always a problem with the equipment, or the computer goes out, or there's the power goes out, or lights flicker.
Tonight's was pretty smooth.
So tonight was smooth rolling, and then all of a sudden Frank couldn't see, and then I couldn't see. It was like I feel like I have mosquito netting over my face. It's almost like there's like a layer. It's almost like that Claritin commercial, the Claritin Clear, like when they pull the when they pull the thing off, like, because you're taking this allergy medicine, you can see clearer now. So that's how Frank and I were feeling. And I was like, oh my God, are we going to suffer from temporary blindness before this show?
Yeah,
like,
no, it's weird.
Tonight?
I feel like, that weird plexi board. I don't know how many y'all parents save shit that you don't really need, but it is useful, and it was useful. But geez, throw that out. For something for $5 and make it fix. It'll look gorgeous. But nope, there's that plexiglass thing. It looks like bulletproof glass almost. I'm like, where did you guys get that?
It's all scratched up now.
It's all scratched up and beat up, but it still holds the weeds back up against the fence. So I picked it up the other day and I looked through it and I went,
you can't even see
that was me. No, I immediately made when I couldn't see through it, but you can see through it.
Yeah.
I said, that was me 7 years ago.
Yes.
And I went,
yes, eyes closed. Yeah, eyes fully not
eyes
open.
wide open, but you can't see shit.
Nope.
I felt like John Cena in that moment. You can't see me, right? I was bugging out.
Yeah, I was thinking about a lot of that stuff too, because
like
Frank
a dirty window that you're trying to like peek through, and you're like, you can see there's people in there, but geez, I
can't make anything out.
Where's Mom? I thought, where are you people?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, it's been very centered in 3D, very
I'm not getting any future references except the moment past the moment. So in other words, like,
no insight on what's coming.
what's coming,
No.
but you know, we look past that part and it's like, oh, a year into it, there they are right there having a good old time. And it's like,
well, how did we get there?
We you jump by there. And I told you guys static. They won't let me see in that static.
Yeah.
And none of them are seeing. Maybe that's this moment.
But I don't think anyone is.
I feel like I got rocks in my pockets, but I'm still floating. Like I'm floating, so I put the rock in my pocket because we're all not just you can't just take off.
I just feel very confused. Like we feel very confused, and it's not you know,
because I'm connected. I get all the connections.
Smoking, and we're it's not that. It's like this point of confusion. You know, Frank and I were talking the last time on the show about moving and looking for play, and now like all of that has just come to a screeching
dead halt
because we have to get through what's in front of us before we could even.
I can't keep my mind in the future.
Yeah,
I have to deal with the now moment.
Yeah, it's like everything that's happening now is forcing us to live in the now, and that's good. And there were some lessons for me that I had to. There were some lessons for me that I had to learn, that I had to go through, and I think it was important to go through them when spring came in. This time especially, like spring being here and winter ending and spring beginning, I feel like there were a lot of hey guys. I feel like
Matt.
there were a lot of unresolved issues, lessons to be learned, lessons to be revisited, stuff that we really did think were resolved. And I know this is happening to everybody, but just looking at another little piece of it in a different way. And it's been hard because I know a lot of people have been feeling the same thing. Like I feel like stuck in the mud right now.
Stuck in the mud.
And there's nothing I can do about it.
And I feel like I'm floating, but put rocks in my pocket so I don't take off.
Right.
Because I'm in between something. Okay. Anyone else notice? I can't explain this except for those who do psychedelics. This is the only way I can try to explain this. When you the trip starts to begin and it starts to creep upon you, you first feel weird, like I'm cold, I'm
physically
this, I'm that,
weird, yeah.
right? But then something visually starts to occur internally. Your inside gets louder, almost like someone turns up the volume on you.
Right, your inner self.
Your inner self, and then like the dark wall gets a little darker, a little bit. You like look, and then it almost like, is that moving? But it's not moving. It's more than just a dark palette. You're like, and then you look around, and then the picture looks more 3D. And then you look at the cat, and the cat looks at you, and it kind of echoes out a little bit more, and you're like, what the fuck is going on here? After that, it just turns into the experience. You get like wobble headed and I got to sit down for a minute. I've been getting this coming out of the bathroom, looking at you sitting on the couch. And then the whole room's like, has that like, all right, our curtains in the back. Those things look like they're fucking breathing when I do psychedelics. Excuse me. It's almost there. Almost like I feel it at times, but I only feel it in here. I feel it in here a lot.
Well, in this space, and that's because
here, but out there, I feel weird. Like I don't know if this has already been written and we've decided to make the choices the night before in bed. So it's not like you're making the choices and then coming here and then trying to remember everything.
Right,
there's guides with you all night long.
Yes.
Going, no, don't forget, you got to go left today. Left. And you're like, fuck off. I'm going to go right. And you wind up in jail or something.
Yes.
Or you get hurt because when we were driving Mom, now some of that, I almost hit a cop, right? In traffic.
Oh, yeah.
There was a van in front of me. He pulled up and stopped dead during a green light. I had no clue there was a cop directing traffic.
He was behind a car.
10 feet on the other side of the van. I couldn't see anything through the traffic. So all I did was pull up and the cop walked out. So I was looking this way because cars were coming. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And then bip, and I turned. That snapped me back into 3D. But when I was looking around, I was aware of a million things. I used to be great. I told you this when I was an auxiliary cop. And they made me like an official one. I had this ability to look at something and not remember everything that was there, but the colors popped.
So you remember the details.
So, you had a green hat, this, that, do that. So they kept doing it to me, and it just all kinds of fucking flushes out and fits together. It's starting to occur now. across the board where the things are jumping out of the background.
Oh, to say notice me. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Ra was talking about this to me. They're talking to us all the time, right? So he's walking. He discovered something. You guys should listen to Eye of Ra. He has got some sick
That's
shit
who you were
going
talking
on.
to today.
Yeah,
Right?
I was talking to him for like 2 hours. So he was saying to me, and this is what we do. So it was like another person's value on how your awareness is opening. Like he didn't understand it. He was like, I was walking and I didn't know. And then I felt a magnetic pull to my left. So I looked left and I got what the fuck is it? And then I was drawn to the object, went there. And then I was told, you can't use this camera. Come back. And he runs back, gets his other camera, comes back out, gets some crazy pictures of some shit. So I was like, you're aware of that, right? He goes, yeah, but during it, I was feeling like we're being told this shit all the time.
Yeah, you just have to connect.
You're not listening though. So your awareness, when we talk about awareness, it's you breaking through the ether to hear it. Like you're just in the now. So you're like, and then I don't, strangely going with the flow of the river brings me to Paula.
Right.
How did I wind up here today with Paula? It's the weird story.
Yeah.
Right.
There was also a lot of deja vu. There's been a lot of deja vu moments for us. And it's almost like, is that how they're trying to communicate with us too, to tell us, you're on the right track or things are okay? Because we had Frank and I separately and together on the same days had deja vu moments. And it was almost like, are we repeating something that we've already done in a different time now? Because it was almost like the universe kept going, with a green arrow, look here, or step here, or go there, and mom taking her to the doctor and getting her settled and, being with her and taking care of her, everything went fine. And then it just went upside down.
She had complications and then it got terrifying. I was like,
whoa. Doesn't want to rest and do what she's supposed to. So yeah, it's like a bull in a china shop. And so now we're trying to tell her, like, you need to sit and rest.
He said, walk, not go
walk
to Rite
miles,
Aid.
not walk back and forth.
Yeah, not up and down the stairs 500 times.
It was like
the fuck down.
Frank and I were parenting, and it was like we got a little piece of what that was like, and it was horrible. And then
Terrifying.
Dealing with the fallout here. We have animals here, and my Oscar took a turn for the worse. He's not doing good. Called a different vet. We have an appointment next week, so if you can send love to my Oscar baby, send love. He's been living under the blankets.
He stays under the blanket 90% of the
all
day.
the time. He wants to eat under the bed.
He sleeps in bed right next to me.
Yeah, now I'm food processing everything for him now. And it was hard because I had to split focus, and I had to be where I had to be when I had to be there, and everything ended up working out the way it's supposed to. But it was a lot. It was a lot for us. I have to say, like, we've done this, but Frank and I have done this before. Like, okay, now it's time to divide and conquer. It's time to do what we have to do. And this one was a little bit rough. And I think it's because of everything that's going on around us. And I know a lot of people are going through it. I had, it was 2 weeks ago. I think it's not on the calendar anymore. 2 or 3 weeks ago. I don't remember what date. I'd have to look at the phone. And I'm not a big Facebook person. People, I mean, you all know. I mean, if I hit love or like or something like that, I peruse. I don't engage. I'm just good for a like or a love. I'm good to, and I believe that when I'm on Facebook, it's a hi, Ellen. I love you.
Yeah.
We miss you, Ellen. We need to see you. I think that anytime I'm on Facebook, I'm on, oh, Lisa, you're the beautiful one, inside and out. I think when I'm on
Willow,
and I think when I do go on, when I see something and I make a comment, it's what someone needs. And so I was on, must have been writing happy birthday to somebody, because Frank's very good at saying happy birthday, and I forget. So he must have said it's someone's birthday. Make sure you go on Facebook and say happy birthday. I ended up seeing a post from Jenny Miller, who is she? I don't know if she's in the group, right?
Oh,
Or yeah, Jenny Miller. She's a part of the group.
She's a longtime friend.
She's wonderful.
Longtime Fearless family.
She's been Fearless Family since
She
the
rocks
beginning.
her stuff though too.
Yeah.
This is what happens. You go to Fearless Family, so you have your safe, sacred space, and then you go, I'm ready to bloom, and you just go bloom.
Right.
You always Fearless Family. However, now you're the queen. Like
right, because she's doing her own thing.
Yeah.
So she's I think it's Soul Ascension Healings. But if you need to find
I love
her,
that you ladies do this. I love it. You are so powerful. Sorry. Shout outs to Tiffany, by the way, Shaman Tiffany. And shout outs to Robert Hawley. And now I will let you finish.
Okay.
I love you.
So I was scrolling on Facebook and there was a post from Jenny Miller, and it was right after I had that great experience with Tiffany, the Reiki healing. It was more of an energetic healing with Tiffany, which was so powerful that it was weeks after. And yeah, I see Ellen's been having a ton of deja vu too. So, Tiffany gave me this great healing, and I wanted to come on and talk about it, because the only way I can say thank you is to tell as many people as I can about my experience. And scrolling on Facebook, see a post from Jenny Miller, and all of a sudden I say, I have to contact her. We have to talk, and she has to give me she does these, she throws down these oracle cards. And I said, I want to have an experience with her. So I contacted her on Messenger, and I said, look, I'd like to set up an appointment. And she said, what are you looking for? And I said, well, I had a healing, so I don't want to do that. I want to have a different experience with you. And she said, okay, I'll throw, I'll do some oracle cards for you. We set up a time, and I had the appointment, and it was a very beautiful experience. Now, I wanted to speak to her about something very specific. I got smacked this year.
Oh, snap.
And I thought I had worked through a lot of issues with ego and who I was, and I was working well with boundaries and learning to say no, and I felt I was on top of that. And I felt it started end of 2020 and into 2021, working through issues with humility. Hi, Neil. How are you? I love you. And we need to chat. I just love you. I'm so happy that you're good. I think that there were a lot of issues that I did work on and I did close, but I think spring, the ending of winter and the beginning of spring, I think these are issues that I needed to address for whatever is coming next. So I was put into a position this year where I needed to go through through some growth experiences, and I got hit with a big I don't know how else to say it, but it was like a slap, it was a big dose of humility for me. And for whatever reason, I got through it. I did. I got through it. I think I learned the lessons I was supposed to learn. I needed to look at myself and the way I was handling things, and I kind of slipped back into old habits, and I got lazy, and I think I got a little complacent. And Frank was talking about this a couple of months before, about complacency and with his back hurting, and I think I did it too. And doing things that you did before that didn't work, but you think they're going to work now, basically. So now here I am, here we are. We talk about this shit all the time. 5 years now talking about the same shit. You think you're over it. Well, I wasn't, and I had to go through it. So Jenny Miller came into my life. Now we've been friends, Fearless family for years, but Jenny and I think we talked once, and we never really got to have a girl to girl talk. And that's what I felt I needed. I needed to talk to someone that did not know my personal situation, who I could be very frank with, um, and just gain some perspective. So I talked to her, had this experience, and she was so gracious and kind, and she listened to me talk. She I felt like I was heard. I felt like I was seen, and she didn't offer me solutions. She said she told me what she did in the same she told me how she handled situations that were very similar in her life, which is what I do, because I don't give you advice. I don't give anyone advice. I don't tell anyone what they should do in a situation. All I can do is tell you, this is what happened to me, and this is what I did in my particular situation, because I don't, no one needs my advice. If you want me to listen to you and you want to be heard, that's what I can do. But I'm not here to give anyone advice, because Lord knows I have made one of every mistake in the world that you could make. Um, but we had this great conversation, and I almost forgot why I was there, which was the beautiful part. So then she pulls these beautiful cards for me, and hi, Lexi. She pulls these beautiful cards for me, and the cards sum up exactly the situation that is unfolding in front of me, and exactly how they have to be handled. And I was shocked. Oh, thank you. I was shocked. So we're finishing up. We're having this beautiful exchange. Like I said, she was very gracious. She was very kind. She listened. She told her story, and I was very interested in hearing her story because it was a very similar story. So I wanted to see how she handled things. And she never put it back on me. Like, you need to change. You need to do this. There was none of that. There was just, let's talk it out. And while we're talking it out, let's figure out what we need to do differently. And when I got off the phone, I asked her permission. I said, "Can I talk about this on the show?" She said yes. I wanted to share her information. If you need to find her, you can find her through the Fearless family, or you can find her. She's a friend on my page, Jenny Miller. And this was a beautiful experience. But after it was over, I told Frank, I said, "This was beautiful, but I see this being something that I need to work on in the long run, like over time. This is going to be something I'm going to have to work on over time." And after the experience that night, Frank had to stay at his mom's, so I was at home alone, and I took the entire evening, and I talked it over in my mind. I went through the conversation in my head. I gave it to the universe. I put it out there. I prayed on it. I prayed on the subject matter. I prayed on the situation. I prayed on the outcome. And when I woke up the next morning, I really felt better, better about the situation. I felt validated. I felt heard. And more importantly, I felt seen. I felt like, because we did a video chat, so I felt seen, but I felt heard, and in no way did she make me feel like I was doing anything wrong or there was any finger pointing or anyone to blame. It was just a beautiful experience. So now I am telling Frank about the experience, but not about the details of the experience, because those details were private. And I said, I think this is going to be something that I'm going to have to work on over time. And boy, was I wrong, because the very next day, that morning when I woke up and I went through, my gratitude list and all the things that I'm grateful for in the world. And, Jenny was a part of that, and Tiffany was a part of that, and anyone, and Ellen most definitely has been a part of that, helping me see things more clearly. And I did not know that the universe was going to give me answers the very next day. and the universe was going to turn my world upside down.
When she
the
says
very
stuff,
next day,
you get the "here comes the boom."
Now, I don't exaggerate because I don't have to, because what happens here is surreal as it is. So I don't even have to put a spin on it or exaggerate at all. I gave myself a timeline and I said, by the end of the week, this is how I'm going to approach the situation. This is what I'm going to do to take charge of my life again by the end of the week. And the universe said, oh, no, 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 no. That's not even going to work out. And the universe gave me an answer the very next day. And it was the most subtle experience to have with this beautiful woman who graciously listened to me and just didn't offer a solution, just shared her experience. And then I really thought that this was going to be a subtle experience for me in the background, something quietly that I would work on in the background, and the universe was like, no way. And when it happened, I told Frank, boy, was I wrong. She is amazing at what she does, because if you open yourself up and you're true, it's like going to a therapist. If you're going to go to a therapist and you're going to lie to the therapist can't help you. If you're going to go to church and pray for something, okay, God doesn't know what to give you if you're not being honest, because he'll give you everything that you're feeling, but not anything that you're asking. So my world was turned upside down in the next 24 hours. And thank you. Everyone's worth cats.
Pick that shit
Everyone's world was turned upside down.
Clean the fucking kitchen while you at it.
But then we realized, Frank and I, that's exactly how it had to happen. So if you are at a crossroads, or if you're stuck, if you're wondering about career or personal life or anything, if you're having problems with anything in your life and you want to talk to someone without judgment, and you don't feel you need a healing, you just need to get through something, I seriously suggest you give her a call. These women that are in the Fearless group, and these women that are in our lives, and these women that are a part of our family are fierce, strong, beautiful.
These are people that are
women,
true growth. It's like true organic
and out. So, and they have
awesome.
They have so much to offer. And I worried about coming on, and I had an experience with Tiffany, and I talked about it, and it was the greatest experience of my life. And then I had an experience with Jenny, and it was the greatest experience of my life. Like, I don't want people to think I'm blowing smoke up their ass. Like, just call this person because it's great. This is what happened to me. So if it
helps, are we not supposed to talk about it?
No, of course, but
it's not just bumping up a fucking friend. I want people to know that right now.
No, it's not that at all, because we've
never done that here.
This woman doesn't need me to do this for her. She's doing very well on her own. She doesn't need me to talk about anything that happened. And I didn't give you any details. I'm just telling you this is a personal experience that I was working on, something that I was struggling with. And she gave me answers without giving me answers. And then the universe did the rest, because we were open to it. I was open to it. Whether I liked how the universe gave me the answers is another story. But I never had an experience like that. It was like asking God for, when you ask God for a sign and everyone's like, I need a sign, and God gives you 10 signs and you're like, I'm wondering when that sign is coming.
Yo, that's been like the fucking 10th time in 2 days. This same meme.
Yeah.
God's going to save me. And then the people come and they're like, come on, jump in the boat. I got you. And he's like, no, God's coming. It's like, dude,
God
what the fuck? Why does this keep happening with everyone?
But this is the experience. So I want people to realize how sincere and how genuine I'm being. And I'm not just puffing it up and saying, call this lady and book an appointment. That's not it. I didn't think such a subtle conversation would have such a profound effect 24 hours after it happened.
No, and it was like the echo boom went off. Like when you said that, when we talked on air about my mother, the first time when you were like, we cut the contract, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah.
And then the next morning she showed up and said, you guys forget about me and go do what you got to do. Remember?
Yeah.
You guys are doing it. Nobody else is doing it. And we were like,
yeah.
what the
Yeah, she was
what
sitting in
is
the
going
chair,
on?
chair
I
of
was
truth. Yeah, the truth chair.
Yep. You sit in that chair, it's like being in Wonder Woman's lasso.
And it's from Target. It's like this chair is like 15 years old.
People fucking love it.
Everyone
loves it.
So anyway, it doesn't even matter. But I'm just telling you, like, if you're at a crossroads and you're confused about something, just give her a call. Book an appointment, find out what she's charging, and she's worth the money.
There's so many different avenues and ways.
A lot of people don't want to talk to a therapist because, and I understand, because I used to go to a therapist, and I didn't get nearly as much out of one phone conversation. I mean, it was a conversation for 45 minutes.
When you go to a therapist,
it might have been longer.
It's almost like you just need someone to talk to that will listen and then kind of maybe give you a constructive answer. But the minute you start giving yourself constructive wisdom, right, like because you're okay with it,
you have the answers.
You automatically have it because you're really just bouncing ideas off of somene's head.
Exactly.
And then I went to one.
Yeah.
And this guy, I went for 3 years.
Anger management, right?
No. After anger management, okay. I had once a week, I had to go to Einstein Hospital and literally see like this guy's going to check and make sure Frank's on the level. He's full therapist. So he asked me all these weird questions the first day I was there, and I was kind of being a dick. And then he goes, I know you're being a dick. Like I'm summing it up quite like funny, but he was like, I know what you're doing. But we're going to be together now for a couple of years.
Right. So we can make the most of it or not.
And then I said, okay. And then he's like, so you're that rapper. So
I knew who you were.
So I go, okay. So yeah, don't do that to the chair, baby. So I said, yeah. And then he's like, oh, you see a lot of pretty chicks, right? And that's where the conversations went. So then he asked me all this talk in between my highlights.
Right.
Through getting arrested, through my life,
to get you to feel comfortable.
Well, no, but he just said to me after like 3 years was up, he was like, "Yo, I fucking this was the whitest dude. You'll go play racquetball at a club with this guy. That's how white he was, right? Okay. Right? He's going to play tennis. He's going to jog, and he's got the shorts, and they're really high. But he's tall. He's good looking. He kind of has that Michael Knight look to him from fucking Knight Rider." Yeah, he thinks he's cool. I'm pimping. I got the coolest job or whatever. He fucking grabbed me. He goes, and we weren't up yet. I still had a couple of weeks. He's like, there's nothing fucking wrong with you, Frank. You're the most sane person I've ever talked to. And I just asked you these questions because you seem to live a pretty intense life. And I'm pretty curious what the fuck goes on. And I go, so you've been just probing me for stupid shit for years? And he goes, well, yeah, it's just conversation. But I wanted to do his job in college, right? So I went and I got the psychology degree and the English degree. So I'm like, this whole thing is bullshit. But I could see how it works for people.
Right.
However, the minute you pull your power in, you're like, holy fuck, it's different. But then there's different things. Now, wait, now we're going to be where you are, right? So now we're adjusted individuals. We're rolling the infinity sign figure eight, but then something 3D, 4D, and 5D happens at once.
Throws you for a loop.
Throws you for a fucking loop.
It was a 3D. It was a
who you chilling with at that point? Who do you go to? Right? Like I'm a shaman. People come to me for all that shit. They're like, bro, I got a block. You got to give me the drink, and we got to do this.
Well, I usually go to you, but
I go to you.
I know. But, but sometimes we need, sometimes it's a lady issue, and you want to talk to a lady about something.
Right.
Like,
this is where
sometimes
I was going.
you're having a guy, like
translator.
No,
you're right.
It's true. I mean, we can't be look. I love you, but
I can't do everything for you because I'm the dude.
We can't be everything. We can't be everything to each other. It can't be that
way.
Right,
so
and sometimes the problem is
you were talking about Jenny. I'm gonna talk to you guys about this because I have the site, right? So I'm just sitting here picturing in my head.
Well, I was in the garage talking to her. You were.
And I saw her magic. Yes. When you're like, yo, the universe tells it to you a certain way through the. I see her just because she's so easy.
She is.
Right?
She's very sweet. She's very easy.
It allows it to come in, and through the cards, she's almost y'all just looking at each other's higher selves.
Yeah.
And everything that needs to be heard in the equation kind of pops up. not giving you the answer. You're in the equation,
Oh,
figuring it out. Like, oh, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and then it
yeah,
just starts
she
turning on.
yeah,
Because
no, she was
once you open
amazing.
that door,
She was amazing.
right?
You
So
know, Tiffany still. I mean, I had that experience with Tiffany. I'm still amazed
they use their
at
magic through the talismans, is what I was getting at. I'm
but that's
sorry.
what I'm saying. I mean, it's
The
amazing.
cards
But
or
she
the
was so
wands.
gentle. So she threw these cards. She put all she gave me was, after it was all over, was 2 cards, because 2 cards summed up the entire conversation. How I have no idea.
Yeah, how this fucking plays out exactly.
And it doesn't matter, because what she did for me was
It's like asking Batman how you did it.
exactly what she did for me
Come
was so
on.
profound. And again, I know that I am not like everybody else, and I'm very tuned in, and you know, like, I don't need a psychedelic to tune in. I can
Well, the
tune in
idea
if I
is to just tune in.
right. And I wasn't even looking for that, because I thought this was specifically a 3D issue. So I'm thinking it's a 3D issue. I'm staying in the 3D. I'm trying to find a 3D solution. But I should have known better, because this is just one 3D obstacle. This is not supposed, we're
If we're
spiritual
listening,
beings living in this 3D world.
the only obstacle that really gets in your way during the presentation is your emotional output and how you decide to handle it.
That's
And
right.
this is the only reason why I could even think that clear is because I told you this before, once the pain stopped beating me over the head every moment of the day,
Oh, physical pain, yeah.
internally, I wasn't going, motherfucker, pain. I was like aware it's all pain all day, all night. However, I was okay. I kept saying that. I'm okay inside. There's something different about me.
Yes, but pain motivates that.
No, but
Pain drives that, because when I was working for corporate, I got dinged on a couple of reviews. And
for making the face.
The first one, I was green. I didn't know I had a right to say, look, what you're saying is inappropriate, you know. And then I got a clue, and then after that, I made it very clear, like, you know, Paula, we noticed that you're always looking angry. And it's like, I'm not angry and I'm not mad. I'm in pain.
A lot.
Now, I have a neuromuscular condition. I am uncomfortable 24 hours a day. Now, you can believe it or not. It doesn't matter to me whether you can look at me and believe that I am uncomfortable 24 hours a day, but I am. The only time, even when I've had 10 surgeries, and every surgeon has told me the same thing. Even under anesthesia, my body still spasms.
You really,
my foot spasms so bad that they had to find a way, when they had that cage built and I had the limb lengthening. They gave me so much anesthesia, they had to find a way to hold it down, because I was spasming during surgery. So I'm uncomfortable all the time, and that's not even this issue. Pain motivates you, and it changes your personality, but other people don't realize that, because we're not wearing a sticker saying I don't feel well today. Because when I say I don't feel well today, everyone goes, oh, but you look fine. So, you know, because I look fine, everything should be great. It's like, you know, well, you're a pretty girl, like, you know, like, what does that mean? You know, like,
find yourself a nice husband and you'll feel fine.
Exactly.
They'll have money on the car.
Like, I actually had a doctor tell me that, you know, when I was going for pain management. They're like, oh, you're a pretty girl, you're going to get married, it'll all be okay. Yeah, but I'm in pain every day. Like, I can't walk barefoot.
You should have did it like Bruce Banner when he shows up and he goes, that's my secret, Cap.
Oh, I'm always angry. Well, yeah.
I'm always pain.
Well, apparently I always
pain.
looked angry because I was in pain, and I do it now. Frank will be like, "What's the matter with you?" And I'm like, "I just don't feel well. It has nothing to do with
They do the Hellraiser cube, and then you pop out.
Yeah,
blink, and they're like,
"Come on, yeah."
She looks fine.
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with this
just
chick.
Give me Tylenol, but.
She looks so much painful.
I didn't realize
You'll know the pain.
That such a subtle conversation and pulling oracle cards out of a deck. You know, I figured, okay, she gave me the information I needed to know. The cards validated the conversation that we had, because everything she pulled was exactly everything in the universe that we talked about. And I even said to Frank, this was a great experience. I'm going to talk, because Frank and I talk about everything always before and after, you know. And I told him, I said, this was a really great experience. I said, however, I think this is something that's going to happen subtly in the background. and I didn't realize how wrong I was.
Subtly in the background.
Subtly in the background. This
within
is something,
a few hours, this whole place is going to erupt.
It's going to light up. Yeah. So subtly in the back, I thought this was going to be something I was going to work on personally, quietly, subtly in the background. And like I said, I went home, I prayed on it, I gave it to the universe, I dissected it like I usually do. I took it apart and I saw where I am in this. Oh, Sam, thank you for understanding. Thank you. I appreciate that. Just those words. But boy, was I wrong, because the universe gave me more than I could handle less than 24 hours after that. And it was okay, because that's what I needed. And it was very unfortunate circumstances, but I couldn't be more happy that it happened.
I watched the whole thing go down and I was like,
Frank did. And
I thought Jenny lit an explosive and then did like Mission Impossible.
It was almost
like started
like
on
that.
her end. Like, you guys made the infinity to each other.
Exactly.
And then whatever needed to happen through the universe, you guys chilled.
It happened energetically. Same thing with Tiffany, but Tiffany was
Tiffany's more physical about her stuff, even though it's energetical. And all right, I've been doing this all week. I'm just making up words.
Two different modalities, two different women, two different life experiences. Okay, two different
both profound effects, though.
Both profound effects. So
none had to do with psychedelics.
No,
but it all had to do from the heart. It's something I watched go on with the
and we did the phone call. I was in Frank's mom's garage, and Frank was building. You were weed whacking or something. And it was a beautiful exchange of information and a beautiful exchange of energy. And I felt that there was this thing now that is forever connecting us.
Yeah, no, and I felt
so strange.
The weirdest thing as a dude watching it, I felt like some kind of like I don't know, like the dude that opened the dojo, and then the students already went on to win awards and all kinds of shit. And then now I'm watching them blow up, like from Fearless Family.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
I'm just
yeah,
proud
like
because I'm saying this would have never happened.
No.
And we would have. All right. No. Look, the thing with Joe and Della, shout outs. If I didn't have the Fearless Family, but I was still having ayahuasca sessions or something, and then that happened and we didn't have a crew, like, and I didn't have no one to go to, we would have had a big problem, but we didn't. No, but we didn't. Why? Because the all right, the build that they will come. Mm-hmm. All I did was build the structure so we can be us.
Right.
I tell my story so you can just learn from something from it and apply it to you. And then your version of the story will take place, but you'll be safe here with us, knowing that you can tell us
no judgment.
We're not going to judge you. You can just tell us
no
and
judgment.
Shit.
This is what happened for me.
We're not trying to sell it to you. We're just trying to tell you.
I don't have to. She doesn't need it. I don't have to say one word. Her life.
All I've met is people that are fucking real
and
deal
it's
lately,
amazing.
and it's beyond.
I mean, it really is.
My
Everyone
expectations
in this group,
of humans.
everyone. I mean, all the people in the chat room. We have personal connections with, one way or another. And even if the connections only lasted a brief time, they only needed to last a brief time because those connections are forever.
Think about all the shit, like Shaman Jimmy showed up for a short period of time.
Yes.
And he was one of the best teachers. Regardless of what
and
happened.
And then out of your life.
He just disappeared.
Out of your life.
He had to.
It's the way it is.
It is what it is. There's no fighting and arguing. But one of the greatest things. I met Robert Hawley on the other side during a meditation while getting my ass kicked. And then I seen a light being and I was like, yo, I need help. And this motherfucker came down and threw beatings on these things that were holding me down. I did a whole fucking show on it.
He's special. Like Robert Hawley and I have never spoken directly. Never. But that man,
I was playing it. Was it this morning?
He is special to me.
I was running all his meditations one after another.
Even him, he does these meditations on Facebook, and they're so amazing. Like everyone, all the work that people are putting in, because I don't hit like or something, don't think I'm not listening or I'm not out there. A lot of it's done on the house computer. I don't use
and
my
everyone's
phone for a lot of
different
stuff.
and has
But
such a glorious
this man,
purpose to what they do.
I have never spoken to him directly, and this man impacts my life because the love that he sends my way, I actually feel it rippling through the air. And it is so basic and so sweet. I mean, his woman is beautiful. I mean, she's beautiful inside and out. But he sends me this, it's just a pure love. Andrew Sly, another one. You know, his woman, he's got a beautiful family, he's got a beautiful wife, but that man takes the time out of his day to ask me how I'm doing and truly sends love my way, truly sends love to my gardening. I mean, just, you know, I mean, a lot of the other people in the room, you know, people take time. If I ask a question, even the men in the room, they come back with an answer. Everyone has an answer for me.
There would be no Fearless website without Sergio,
No.
without my cousin. I don't know what he's calling himself. My cousin Delisandro.
But it's all beautiful, and none of it's
Nick Zervos.
none of it's lost. I just want to make that clear.
All these
tonight
people
because
are
now,
so.
yeah, but now I'm feeling gratitude.
There's so many more. I mean,
the Tiffany thing, everyone was there for. She felt it. I felt it. It went on. That went on for weeks. I mean, feeling that energetically. But the Jenny Miller thing was so subtle and so beautiful. I really thought it was something that was going to be in the background, and bam, it blew, like 3D world blew up. And I think it was because I was trying just to live in this 3D place, and you can't do that once you know what you know. You can't do that. You can't turn one thing off for the other. Like, I'm going to turn off this spiritual thing that we got going on, and I'm just going to live in the 3D. Like, I'm just going to be a mouse in a maze.
all right, I'm just going to say this. I'm going to caveat this with my first show and say, when Aya showed me this and what was going on, and I remembered the plan and all this, I'm like, yo, I'm in 100. I was like the Flash. I was like, I'm in. You don't even have to finish. I'm in. I know what's going on.
I was in too.
But that means everything you're saying. There is no turning off anything.
No, you can't.
You
and
go.
You know what? I really thought I could get I thought
it's a wrap.
But this is what I mean.
You think you're getting away with something?
This is what I mean by lessons in humility, right?
Because I'll just keep that over here.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
No,
this is what I mean by lessons in humility, right?
Yeah.
I thought, okay, I could just turn the magic off and live this I'll just be a hamster on a wheel for a little while. I'll be a mouse in a maze. No. And then that's when you get godsmacked, and you're like, no, you think you're just gonna turn one side off and not the other. It doesn't work like that. They're interchangeable now. You can't. We've all come so far. You cannot go backwards. You can't just do that. It doesn't work like that. The universe will not allow that because they need everyone in place to do what they do, because it's an ecosystem that we've created. Yeah, he always brings a smile to my face.
Listen,
Sam, in a way that I know I don't even know him, but just when
Lexi, I'll get you the contact information.
When he sends love to Frank and I feel the love ripple through the air. When Laureen Jennings emailed me bread recipes, okay? You could feel the love in the email. When you're reading the recipe, you could I've never heard her voice, but I could hear her voice. So, you know, it's funny because people are always like, oh, you can't tell tone by a text message. You can. And you can feel the love. There were people that Frank were talking to from Ireland, sending love, truly sending love, and just saying the sweetest
my crew
things.
is out there.
You felt it. Frank was on
I literally felt like this was literal family.
Yes.
He's like, yo, I'm anchoring it in over here. And I'm like,
and took time to ask how I was and how my day was and what was going on in my life. This man from Ireland, I'll probably never meet him.
Well, it was like family.
It is.
You know, like did you ever go to a family function that you did like as a kid?
Or a family
where you're like, you knew you were going to see all the young cousins and you loved each other?
Or family reunion and you're like, oh, why don't we keep in touch? And you don't remember until you do remember. But that's what it was like. It was like, well, these people are here really just to send. They don't want anything from me. They're not trying to take anything from me. They just want to send love. And that's how Robert Hawley makes me feel. Like it's just ripples. Like when he does a meditation, it just ripples through the air.
I put him on, and then it, you know, when you click from Facebook it brings you to YouTube.
Yeah.
So, and then sometimes it'll play a bunch of your videos in a row.
Yeah.
It kept playing his videos.
Yeah.
And then like, it was, I was busy doing crypto stuff and I looked up and I was like, yo, I heard the music change, but the music was changed 500 times. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
But I was working out the crypto math. We'll talk about that later.
Oh yeah.
And then I was like, wait a second. He changed the vibration in the whole place, and it turned into a.
But he does, and
like a math
it'll be a
center
meditation that happened
because
like
I'm pumping
a few
it
days before
through fucking giant speakers right here.
We had that one show. Remember, we had that one hater in the chat room. He was saying all that shitty stuff to us, and I got hit by his energy.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
We had Robert Holy going on in the background on the TV screen, but no volume. And I said to Frank, I need to see Robert Holy's face because I couldn't hear the meditation. And his meditation changed the energy in this apartment and knocked out the energy of that hater in the chat room because I got hit with his energy.
Yeah, that was dark.
And I was surprised at myself because I thought I was protected more than that. But Robert Holy brought me back. And that was a meditation that was already recorded.
That was an older recording.
And it didn't matter because it's now.
You just put one on. It doesn't matter.
Because it's always now. So
it's
it
like which one makes you feel good. It's like, well, that one's cool. Just put whatever on. It doesn't matter. Just put it on.
All of them.
You click, and it goes. Yo, I watched Aaron showed me a clip of how I was introduced to Harry Mack, the rapper. We love that guy. He's really awesome, right? So you guys interested in looking at some shit? This guy's a freestyle artist.
Amazing.
That does
how he's not famous and the world does not know him. I have no idea. I have no idea. This guy's
was so weird. He's such a good freestyle artist. I saw him on Ellen, and then she was making him rhyme all the words that hot dog, pizza, and you're like, oh fuck, here it goes. But he's not part of that. Sorry, so he just sits at home. And he teaches people how to rap now, right? So he does freestyles on Omegle. So here's my point. I was like, Aaron, what are you showing me? So he's like, you got to watch this. So I'm like, all right. And then they had the two screens. This is exactly what Robert did for you.
Yes.
It did it to me. So in the one screen was Harry Mack.
Joseph.
And then he was like, hey, man, what's up? And what they do is it's like a virtual bar. And then like someone will show up. And then the other video just shows up and you could click to move on, or you could do some stupid shit, right? Or you could move on and just whatever. So on the other screen were puppets from the horror movies everywhere. And then like a bunch of them right up front talking, like the main two was Annabelle and something else. And then the guy or whoever was controlling it was using like the fucked up voice. So I was like, yo, I immediately was like, yo, the darkness from coming from this was ridiculous.
Oh, I felt it too.
And then
I watched I was like, oh, Frank,
and then I felt it creep in the room and
Yes.
rub all over me.
Yes.
Now, Aaron's like, just watch. He said, I think this is when he was here. He was sitting in your chair and he was like, you have to fucking watch this.
I wasn't here for it. I watched it after. I don't know where I was.
I showed it to you.
Yeah.
And I was like, you have to see what happens. So remember what I tell you don't film a demon because it'll echo out to everyone that watches it. A copy will go out to everyone. They do it on masters for listening purposes and they do it in videos. So that's why you don't show that, because whoever watches it who's weak gets infected and there's another one. So I'm looking and I have the site. So I immediately see it and it creeps up and wraps around me like it's a fucking dirty like hooker or something. Like, I got you, baby.
It was a
and I started shaking like, I don't like this, man. I don't want to fucking hear this. And then Harry just looks in the camera and goes, hey, man, you think it would be a great idea? His energy is so good. Yeah. He goes, hey, you think I could you think I could kick you guys a freestyle? You think that's what I do? I want to kick you a freestyle. So what I saw was a portal between the two screens, and then leaking out this way was terrifying. And then opened, I got to be on screen for open this way like on the other angle was light, and it was Harry. And then his voice is great. So he looks at me, but it was like his higher self. And he goes, and start shaking. I'm like, yo, I'm going to fucking kill you, Aaron. I don't know what you're introducing into my fucking home. What the fuck? And then he goes, give me 3 words, man. 3 words. I'll wrap it. And then they're like, okay, puppet, muppet, and whatever. So he's like, all right, check it. He fucking throws a beat on and then goes, he looks at me, and Harry on the screen looks at the puppets, and he's like smiling, and he's like, you ready? Here we go. My name is Harry Mack, and starts going. And then his hand and his higher self looks at me and starts smiling, and the beat is awesome.
Right.
Goes and starts pulling it off of me.
Yes.
Transmutes the whole fucking thing out of the screen.
Yes.
And then it loops back into them as light. And then he walks through the portal. That's what I saw. And the energy. And then they were when at the end of the rhyme, the puppets were all happy.
Yes.
Remember, they were like, oh my God, thank you. No one's ever done anything for us like that.
He neutralized that energy.
He walked into a room of demons.
Yes, he did.
And rapped for them.
And he slayed.
And he didn't have to technically kill them.
Anything.
He just stood in their presence and made them change.
Right.
They were like, let's rock. They never had that. They were like, nobody sang a song ever. This is what I was telling you guys about happy birthday and cake. Why I use that expression. Hey, nobody ever go back to my older shows when I'm like, when the demons approach me and they're talking their nonsense, where I'm gonna eat you, I go, hey man, anybody ever sing you happy birthday? Ever sing you a song? And he's like, I'm gonna fucking rip your head off. I'm gonna eat your nephews and nieces and mothers and what? Hey man, when were you born? I've been around for 1 billion years. All right, when? Where's the point? Nobody sang to you. It said happy birthday to you, and all this time, what are you getting at? It's like a fucking Looney Tunes cartoon. And I go, no, come on. Happy birthday. They're like, what are you doing? Look, come over here. Mm-hmm. Don't touch me. You ready? Happy birthday. Okay, come here, touch me. Happy. And they're like, and they start shrinking a little bit. That smoke kind of clears up, and you see them. And then I start singing and pull out a fucking cake with a candle. And I'm like, come on, look. You guys, one time I was fucked up. I did this under ayahuasca. I said, you guys like to eat babies and shit, right? And they were like, oh, we fucking love that. So I brought out a Carvel cake that looked like a baby with a fucking candle in it. I said, come on, this is for you. Blow out the light in the candle. That means you get to blow out the light, right? Isn't that what you want to do in me? Like, but you get to sing this song, and I'll sing it to you. And they were like, oh, and people were gathering, and he goes and he blows it out, and I smacked him right in the fucking face with the cake, and he just melted away. It was like transmuting him. And I was like, happy birthday, bitch.
But that's what that Harry Mack did. He transmuted that energy.
That's how
he
does.
He neutralized everything. You scared Misha Tate with the noise you made before we went.
Well, sorry about that. But so these crazy. Well, I use cake. Maybe you use get the fuck out.
No, you're not welcome here.
Yeah, you're not welcome here.
You know the rules. There's rules of engagement.
I go straight like nuts. Like it's a different thing for me. You're calm. I'm thinking cakes and weapons that like Green Lantern's ring, Thor's hammer, the Excalibur sword. I pulled it from the rock. You suck. I get up every day. I'm worthy. That's my secret. I'm always worthy. That's her secret. Right? I don't need your fucking hammer. How's that? I don't need you. See, we think we need it, right? And then, I mean, it's great to have. I mean, our crystals are, by the way, Jenny Miller's crystals with us all the time. So literally always there. She likes the moon. So we all have our versions of pumping it up and pumping it out, right? But when I can't handle it and I can't control it, I'm like a brawler with it. You're more of like defense. I always see you defensive bubble that doesn't break. It just doesn't break.
No.
So I just get in the bubble with you, and there it goes. That's why I'm always calling to you. You're like, yo, homie, I use my sword, but my shield's kind of weak right now, so I need help. Drag me in the room, but get me up. Paula, help me. Where others are very subtle. You just have to be like, hello. Oh, hello. And you open and you get comfortable for a moment, and then the subtleness of them, and anyone who's done psychedelics where it was very gentle to them, they can feel the gentle tug, like, oh, hello, it's me, it's you, how are you?
Instead but that's what I thought was going to happen with Jenny Miller. And was
well, that was the experience talking, and then afterwards it, well, that's what happens when you light up. You know what, though? I mean, it was probably the best way it could happen. I agree, 100% forward in the universe, then you hit your first fucking test, and you're like, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Yep.
I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna throw myself over a bridge, and I hate everyone again. It's like, no, you can't do that.
But that's how I
That's
felt.
how we've always been.
Leading up to that talk that we had, that's how I felt. I was like, I'm stuck in a loop. I don't know why this is happening to me again. And I know better, and it really just came down to.
You got to get Jenny's info for Lexi.
Yeah.
I have it as well, but I got to go. Well, you might have
Lexi,
it on.
she's in the FearLess group. It's Jenny Miller.
She doesn't use Facebook.
Oh, she doesn't use Facebook. Yeah, no, I'll send it to you. Yeah, it's just, I think sometimes I try to fight it. And now that, I know who I am. And
Joe's here. Yeah,
hey,
Joseph. My dude. I love you, man.
Now there's no going back. Now I don't even get to cut out or to dip out. Beautiful. Beautiful. I can't even dip out for a little while if I want to now. It's like Frank and I are in. Like, there's skin in the game, and now there's no getting out of it.
Yeah.
Like I thought I could hide, I guess, for a little while, and that's not happening. Not happening. Frank.
There's no hiding.
Frank and I, our world kind of got a little rocked, and everything that we.
Look, when you kick over that fucking rock,
that one rock,
everything scatters in every direction.
It's like we're in a different headspace now, I think.
Yo, I'm at the point where if you think there's something creeping under your bed, I walk up to it and I fucking flip the bed up. I'm like, this shit's gotta fucking stop now. Right? Like we got 6 cats. Check this out. Check this out. Something I've noticed, because I don't really know how to do this. Maybe I'm saying it wrong, but I'm gonna try to, like, when you mean it, it's not just shouting it loud.
No, because it's
you got to kind of feel it in your heart.
Intention.
But they're telling me, my guides and my higher self, they're like, if we're in a simulation and all that, right? I'm thinking like a command key when you press a button. When you hit delete, it asks you one more time. You sure you want to do this? And then you hit it and it's gone. You have to be in command that way. So I hate the word being in command, because then it's like over this. He's like, well, check it out. The whole place bends to your will because you're the creator.
But it does.
And the programmer. So to make that work, because I've heard stories of, I command thee to do this. It's like, no, you have to just do that to you. And then you command it. I fucking command this shit right now.
Because it's all.
Then it works.
Because command is another way to say you intend. It's the same thing. Like.
But if you're uncomfortable with the word, then you're uncomfortable with that version of the magic.
But I think I was uncomfortable with a few things about myself, and I needed to get back to who I was. And I think that's where the complacency comes in. Like.
You are on fire tonight.
I love it. I intend everything that happens in my life. Like, look, like, our story. I mean, it. We're not even gonna. We can't sugarcoat it. Like, this is what it is. Now we got this giant plant here. Like, I love the plant too, and it's funny because we lost Ficus last year. Ficus baby. For those I had a ficus tree that I rescued from Home Depot, and she died, and that was the third ficus tree that I killed in my life, and I don't think I'm going to get another ficus tree because I just, maybe there's karma there. So this plant we put behind Frank, so when he sits at his desk, her palms actually reach out to tickle the back of his head. Like, she actually looks like she's reaching out to touch the back of his head. And the ficus tree used to do the same thing. And if that sounds silly to you, I'm sorry, but it's absolutely true, because they're alive too. It's a consciousness. And I think that we are responsible for the things that we don't like in our lives, and I mean, not having enough money to pay bills and trying to pay your rent on time, or get your mortgage paid, or get your kids to do what you need them to do. And I'm not saying that we want to bring down, that we're looking to make life harder. But, when you're faced with a problem and you say, I'll only accept the best possible outcome, and you intend it, you'll get the best possible outcome. you
But
know,
you're gonna have to walk through whatever to get there.
to get there, you know,
Whatever the
and
path
if
entails.
you're willing to do it, and you know, the more you intend and the more you see how you can ease the path in your life, the more you keep doing it because you know it works. But then we get lazy and we fall off the path, or we take a step off the path,
Or we
and
start to just get into 3D. It's too
yeah,
much.
just the minutia of life, and then something abruptly shakes you so that you get back on the path and get back on track. And that's kind of what happened to us. And now everything is different but the same, and
But different. It's lighter.
but different. Yeah,
Almost like we
yeah.
squeezed through a layer.
Again, another layer.
Like we moved through
another
Jello
layer.
and then started.
Exactly.
You know, this guy.
Here,
hold
your
this.
girl. Okay, you better not let your other girls see
And
you.
I'm not into this guy, Cobra. This is Sugar Pop, by the way.
Oh yeah,
Me and Sugar Pop are chilling. So Cobra
that's
talked
Frankie's other
once,
girl.
and I listened to him. I
Where's
was
Frankie?
with Josh. She's over there.
She's sleeping.
And he just said, because he was using like that weirdo mechanical voice or some shit, and I'm like, why is this fucking guy hiding his voice? And he just went, it's the compression breakthrough. The breakthrough, it's compression. You're breaking through it. And I fucking had like a spaz moment, like that was an unlocking.
It was an unlock.
Because I heard this mechanical, I don't know what kind of voice it is. It's a guy hiding his voice behind the fucking rock. It's like fucking talking to Bane from Batman. Oh, you thought you'd get away, Batman. He didn't sound like that, though.
Because it's like we say,
But it hit me.
Yeah.
And I broke open. And I said, that's when I say the plastic bags over your head or the condom, the body condom, then they put another one on, then they put another one on, and you're seeing through all these layers. No matter how many times I pull one off, there's a fucking another one.
Right.
But each one does something else.
Yeah.
So then as you're pulling them off, now you're noticing something right there,
Mhm.
and then noticing something right here. And then you're like, how the fuck is that even happening? And then the compression breakthrough. And then you pop out of the Jello, break through the cement, walk through the heavy energy, the mud layers.
It's
Sorry, I
hard.
got excited with that
Because
one.
the only thing we can do is change our behavior. I can't make Frank do something I want Frank to do, because it doesn't work like that. If he doesn't want to do it, he's not doing it. It doesn't matter. But I can change my behavior. I can allow for an outcome that I didn't plan for. You know, I mean, there's a lot of things we can do. We can, you know, we can just hope for the best possible outcome in things. And this way, you know, if it's the worst possible outcome, we're already prepared for the worst, you know. But when you get the best, you're like, oh my God, I have more than one choice. I have more than 3 choices. I have more than 7 choices. Like, okay, we could do this. But you know, that's just where we are now. Like everything in a matter of weeks. In a matter of weeks, everything is different but the same. But different.
Yeah, I'm telling you, just like I was saying, the visual.
Yeah, everything
it's like
is different.
things are just slightly like when you add shading behind the edges of the lettering, and it makes everything shift a little and pop out, and you're like, oh look, there's a thickness to it. It's not just flat on the page. It's becoming more thick. More in all areas, but subtle. But I'm like, the only place I've ever seen that is under all versions of psychedelics. Literally, when I'm under psychedelics, it starts that way every time.
Right, and now it's happening here.
And remember, I keep saying like, no, it's you. It's like I is like, you become me, and I'm like, I gotta be you, and it's like, no, you're gonna just fucking do this shit all the time. So the psychedelic is just like opening your super highways to allow you to witness or to break through and have an example given to you, and so you can teach, learn, teach. All this really cool stuff goes down. You can learn a little bit about you, a little bit about the universe, and the shit that's going on around you, right? And why the fuck are we here? I don't know, man. Ask yourself. That's why I always say, what's the purpose of this whole thing? I'm like, I can give you the overall purpose. Like, we're literally here to rescue everyone, like the planet. I know that sounds stupid, but it's not stupid.
Doesn't sound stupid.
Like, all I have to do is my part, and that's enough for thousands. Like, Aya showed me some shit where I was like, when Joe came online, she looked at me and was like, "Do you see that?" I'm like, "Yeah, he's fucking awesome looking." Like, he looked while I was under. As he was breaking compression breakthrough, right? Like he just broke through, and I was like, "Whoa!" And she's like, "Yeah, one of you is worth 10,000 or more hands up waiting for Jesus." That's literally what she told me, even though Jesus is the character that was used to help him. It doesn't matter. She goes, Frank, somebody could have looked at you and went, Shiva, boom. And then you would have been like, oh, yeah, fucking Shiva, boom.
I get it.
Unlock.
I totally get it.
Right?
I totally get it. I totally get it.
Like, I didn't even believe in Jesus character, Space Jesus, right? And then what did it take for me to meet him? I want to tell you what it took for me to hit the frequency note. It's a note in a song. I was cuddling Buddy. He wasn't smelly. He was still a baby-ish. And he used to let me hold him like a fucking baby. So when he used to let me do that outside, people were like, yo, he's cuddling his cat outdoors. It just looked weird with all these other cats running around. So I picked him up and I was under the tree and I was singing up. I was like, you're my baby, Buddy, baby. And then the birds sounded like they were singing along with me. And then they sounded like they were singing a song. And I stopped going and I turned around and he was standing right there on the other side of the fence. He's like, hey, what's up? You gonna open that and let me in? I go, I thought to myself for a moment, what the fuck is going on? But I feel so good. And those birds were singing. And I'm like, oh, this shit is true. And he's like, can I come in? And I'm like, yeah, come on in. And then I thought, vampire, if I open the gate and he's tricking me and whatever. And I'm like, there's no way you're tricking me with me holding Buddy.
No.
Like this. There's no fuck. It's the middle of the day. Like,
no, because cat has his protection on you too.
There was too much love. Yeah. And then I've never felt that.
Right.
I feel that. You know when I feel that? In bed with you.
Yeah.
I don't mean to say it like
for
that.
The 45 minutes that we sleep together.
No. I mean,
no, I know.
When we cuddle.
I know.
Right. And then it's like, oh, there's nothing I wouldn't do. And then you're just satisfied, but it's vibrating high.
Yeah, I get it.
It was like cuddly baby that.
Because you can't simulate.
With, like, I can't
simulate love.
I don't have a baby to look to and go, oh, but I have cats and I have you.
Because that feeling
and my
can't
mother,
be simulated.
Like,
you either feel it or you don't. You can't fake that feeling because someone will know whether or not.
Much.
Right. Because it was a genuine feeling.
And then I'm like, yo, who sent you here? You're God. And he was like, what is wrong with you? And then I'm like, you're kind of cool, bro. I feel it. And then we had the conversation, man. He's like, none of it's real. He goes, don't believe anything you've read. Let's start from scratch. Forget everything. Just know that you are going to be able to do so much more than whatever you think I did.
Right.
And then I'm like, that at that time, I was like, that's impossible. Right. But I was still ayahuasca guy. There's a whole fucking show on the story where I was like, yo, this fucking dude's real. I shook his hand. And held Buddy and was like, does that white robe stain?
Yeah.
And he was like, what? I'm like, your robe, it's gorgeous. Like, then I went, are you on a spaceship? I saw them in the background. I saw things moving and I went, oh, wait a second. You riding with these guys, Galactic Federation characters? And he was like, well, we all have our stuff.
Role to play.
I'm like, space fucking Jesus. He goes, I fucking hate when you say that. I hate when you call me that. I said, I'm not going to just Jesus you.
Oh, I got called out when we were doing one of Ellen's.
I was like, I got Jesus to say fuck.
Yeah, one of
Space Jesus.
And I have a different understanding of this. Like, I believe Jesus definitely did exist in history, and I think they changed the story completely. So I had been telling Frank this for a long time, and it was like this. No, Jesus. Now, Catholicism was very hard because I still am. I'm an absolutely terrible Catholic.
Yeah, but you're a great person.
I am a great person.
The Catholics might murder you, but you're a great person. You're better than all the Catholics.
But I always said, look, CNN, the History Channel, the Discovery Channel, and every news outlet in the world could come and say Jesus did not exist, and I'd be like, no, sorry, he did. Everyone has a role to play, but you're sent what you need in a way that you need to see it, and that's how Frank needed to see it. Frank needs a lot more proof than Paula, with everything. But that's it. Yeah. And then, when you are awake, it's hard when you have to wake up.
I'm beginning to, I'm not beginning to see it. It's a school, guys and girls. It's a school. And when you're in your universe, your universal egg, your aura bubble is projecting the school that the classroom that you're in the universe, in the shared space that we're all together. So some will see and some won't. So you begin going, oh, like when I started noticing this, I was like, oh, so you're in kindergarten, right? Like back when we were in True Frequency, we used to go, oh, they put you in kindergarten when you fuck up. You think
they put you in the timeout room.
Yeah, you've been in timeout though the whole time.
Right.
But you're saying you're spiritual.
Right. Well, we say it all the time, like, listen for the clues.
Well, that's what we used to say to people. Not that we talked like that to each other.
No, but listen for the clues and look for the breadcrumbs, because we always leave ourselves clues and hints. And it was funny because I was telling my sister about this. Listen for the clues and look for the breadcrumbs. And she found so many synchronicities in what's going on in her life just by hearing what I said, because I had said that to her before, years ago, and it didn't mean as much as it did at the time, because there were so many synchronicities going on in her life that she could not listen for the clues, and the clues were all lining up, and the breadcrumbs that were dropped were all lining up, so there was no way she could ignore it. So once you're aware of it, you know what to look for. It's very difficult to sit here and say, if you just have faith and if you're just kind, your life changes.
So,
because it sounds like bullshit, and it sounds like new age bullshit. Like, no, but it's that simple. Like, if you can't be kind, if you can't find kindness in your heart, you're not elevating.
This is why the masters just say, when the basic public, I won't call you sheep or nothing, the people out there.
No.
But when the basic public will roll up and they'll be like, so you're the master? What's the big master news that makes you the master?
Right.
And what do I have to do to be like you? And then he just looks at you and goes, be kind and love yourself. Oh, listen to the bullshit on this fucking hippie. Yeah. And you're like, wait.
Well, I had people in the chat room argue with me about that. And it's like, look, I create my reality. There is shit in this reality that I don't like.
Yeah, be kind, but that doesn't mean I won't fucking shank you with a spear if I have to go gangsta gorilla on you. All I'm saying, right?
No,
that doesn't mean you're a punk.
No, you got to do what you got to do.
See, they mistake niceness for weakness.
I think everyone mistakes
Paula's the one, you'll wake up and you'll be in the fucking pot and she'll be, oh, you're awake.
Yeah, I think, but I think that's the problem. I think everyone has always thought, because I'm so kind and because I'm so, like, even your mom will say, like, I'm not as nice as you, Paula. I'm not kind. I'm not nice like you.
I think they're scared of the power, though.
They're terrified of it.
Because it doesn't come off as, in the beginning, I remember going, oh, yeah. I gave her the most shit.
He gave me more shit.
I'm like, either you're lying.
Oh, yeah.
You're fucking lying.
Any person I ever met in any
or you're just maybe on the spectrum and there's something wrong, because nobody's like that.
No one's nice like that.
And she's like, what's wrong with you, man? And I was like, shit, it's me. Isn't it me? It's me, huh? You're telling me it's me? Because people will take advantage of you.
He tortured me.
I flipped it, though.
He tortured me.
Like, you need me around, because I won't fuck with you. I say things in the house joking around all the time, but I don't actually mess with you.
Oh, no.
I won't do that. No. So, you get this, the bond was created as being, I knew as the masculine. I'm like, yo, I got to let this woman grow, and I can't let people pick from the, like, if it's a flower, you can't just walk up and take one.
Take the petals. Yeah.
You can't just take the petals. Mm-mm. And you definitely can't just grab it and just leave. So someone's got to be there to be at the gate and be like, get the fuck out of here, because I saw what was going on. Mm-hmm. And then I had my shit going on and you were there for that. Mm-hmm. It was this weird dynamic that we had. It's almost like we man up for the other person.
Oh, yeah, but Frank gave me more shit than any person.
I couldn't believe you were that nice.
Anything.
I was like, this is some bullshit.
Like, Frank, I'm not going to change. I'm not going to change just because you don't like it.
She was like, have I ever changed? This was the whole thing, too.
Yeah.
I witnessed, even spiritually, especially spiritually, when I was be under with Aya.
Consistency.
She would show me stuff with Paula. And then I'd look at Aya, then look at Paula, look at Aya. Like, she's standing there, like, look. And then I would go off with Paula's higher self and be like, oh, fuck. oh,
Yeah, it's all real.
and then I'd go up the density and then come down in all these experiences and go, okay, we've been at this for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
This is how it's going to go.
Mm-hmm.
So I became, you labeled it safe space,
Mm-hmm.
which allowed me to grow into becoming a better man, which allowed me to be a better man for you because you get the better.
That's sweet.
This is what happens, though. This is how it grows.
Yeah, no judgment.
I'm not trying to
here.
be
No
all
one
like,
can
oh, I
come
love my
into this
Paula. Look, the better I could be as a human being without being a stick in the mud allows you the benefit of being around a person trying to better themselves who also knows what's going on, is very aware of what's going on around you. Then you get to just bloom and blossom. But that here's the deal is we both keep each other in check.
Yeah, of
Right?
course.
Of
Someone
course.
has to
See,
keep
there
you
you
in
go.
check. I mean, you can't just go running out there like
It
a
sounds
lunatic.
like a great deal, though. But when did this deal go down? Did I make this deal with you? Did you make this deal with me? Wait, I don't remember making it here on this planet.
Mm-mm.
I just felt it in my heart that it was
Mhm.
already a done deal. But I was like, how is it a done deal? I don't know. Oh, shit. Take a look at this. And I'm like, motherfucker, we were together in Egypt. You were like, way longer than that. Because we
Way
both
longer
were
than
under
that.
Aya.
Yeah,
And-
that was the second Aya.
and I'm
That was
like,
the other Aya experience.
I'm
though. Then
going-
we were fish, remember?
I'm looking.
And then you
yeah.
said we were snakes.
They showed
So-
us as snakes. And then a dude came out of a portal. It was like a science lab. And he just picked me up, pulled me in, did something to me. I was like in a cage in this other place. Then he took something out of me. And then he opened the portal, put me back, took you.
Did the same thing.
And then I was like,
Mhm.
what the fuck? As a snake. And then you came back. And then as snakes, we forgot it and just moved on.
Mhm.
But something really weird occurs. You think like inside your dog, like, I was a dog in a past life, or I was a bird in a past life, that these things don't feel and have an existence or whatever. But when I was in the cat people, they were like cats if they just stood up, but they still kind of run around on all fours, but they could reason with you a little bit, way more than any other animal on the planet. So they were pretty smart. They had like maybe third grade level. I was like in them from the beginning into that change when they genetically were modified into that, from this being into that being. And I was like me the whole time. There wasn't a time where I wasn't in the cat and I was lost as this other thing. Like I knew the whole time. I was like, is that real? That feeling? And they're like, oh yeah. So I go, so when I'm in the cat, I'm talking and it's perfect sense to me in the head.
Huh?
As the cat's going, meow, meow, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I understand what they're saying completely. And he goes, they all do. That's their language. And I'm like, but people think these fucking things are stupid. And they're like, at what point did you
incapable of love?
Incapable of anything, but just
Capable of love.
yeah, like just devoid of all these things. And I'm sure there's some AI functions running around in the animal world too. And some animals are just dicks. We know that. That's just the way. It's just life. If people are dicks, animals dicks. There's this thing go on. But there's a lot of beauty to it, a lot of connectivity.
Of course there is.
But they're already connected. It's you that's not connected.
No.
If you can feel what they're feeling, and you got a light being, basically source anyway, in the body of that thing animating it, it knows if there's the individual having the experience, because I had to go through everything to become the human.
Yeah.
Right. So I had to be the blade of grass, the atom, everything on earth. Then you get to be a human. And I started at the beginning because there is no time.
Existence. It's always now.
They were like, you go in, blade of grass, go in, do this. And
That's right.
I never not felt like me inside of it.
I know, that's
and
how I feel
the
too.
only time I've never felt it is now. I had to learn to feel it in this lifetime.
Well,
I felt it
programming,
in every other fucking
You had to
lifetime.
break all the programming. You had to get all the
But that's scary as fuck, because the
It is
human means you
scary.
get full amnesia, fuck off.
Look, we talked. Look,
Furthest from source, you beat, and the blade of grass is like glorious.
we talked about it on the show
It makes no sense,
when
but it
I
makes
did
total
the
sense.
QHHT healing, right? And we didn't put it together. This is how stupid we are. Well, not stupid. This is just how unaware we were. I went for the QHHT healing right before, like a month or two before I met Frank. And the funny thing was, they kept showing me all of these lives, and I was married to the husband in every life looked like the guy from Chicago PD. And I remember telling Frank, and Frank was like, "Get out of here!" Oh, thank you, Neil. Thank you. That's very spiritual of you. And I was joking because when I had gone for the QHHT therapy, I went in with a completely different mindset. I was in a completely different headspace. The last thing I wanted to see was past lives of me in a happy marriage with children around me and dying around my family. And like, that was not, I wanted to put the work in. I wanted to do what I had to do. They kept showing me all these happy lives, being married and being in a happy marriage. And for me, I just thought it was the silliest thing that they were showing me because I was so not going down that path. And then Frank and I got together, and I still didn't make the connection because the guy that they kept showing me, this man that I was married to in several lives, looked like the guy from Chicago PD. And Frank used to hate when I said that because you used to get like, oh, the Chicago PD. But I think it was Frank. They were showing me in these lives, and I didn't put it together until after. And because we're always learning and we're always putting together, like, even, you know, from every experience you have, psychedelic or not psychedelic, you know, they're always giving you the clues and the breadcrumbs and all of the little pieces, and you have to put them together.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were showing me Frank over and over and over again, but it was like a prelude because it didn't make any sense until after I experienced diet. I was like, why are you showing this to me? I'm worried about my career. And they were like, you could be worried about it all you want, but that's not the direction you're going in.
And it doesn't fucking matter. This is how they explained it to me.
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I go, but my job, my neck, my fucking job. And they were like, so what?
My house. They were like, you have to take
fuck your job. Your job don't like you.
You have to take a leap of faith.
I was like, that's terrifying.
You have to take a leap of faith. And I never thought I had to give up everything. And I had to take the leap of faith with Frank. And I had no idea if it was going to pay off because we hated each other in the beginning. We liked each other, but we hated each other because we both didn't want to be there. Well,
there's still that I just came out of a relationship, got thrown out. And then it was really soon. I was still getting stuff from her and owed her money. There's like weird shit going on. I'm like, I gotta go up there. I watch Arrow with her still. Like, there's weird. And then I met you. But then when we met, and everyone already knows the story and I go through it, but the Catwoman incident happened before that. So when I met you, I was like, the third time you said it, when you said it the third time, I lost my shit. The connection instantly occurred when Aya showed me Egypt. Even though we were like, it instantly drew me closer.
Of course.
Because I was like, I can trust her. Do you know that? All right. I said this to you during that statement because I tried to talk to you and they said, you're not allowed to. You could say whatever you want, but it's not coming out of his mouth. You're witnessing something. Right. You're not there.
Right.
So I'm like, oh. So it was like we were standing behind the two eyes, me and this other guy, watching it through the eyes of me.
Right.
And we had like people in the house that were considered slaves or whatever. It was really weird, but it was so clean. Everything was smooth. I saw Squeak, right? And there were other animals there, but I was like, wait a second. We've all been together for a long time.
Yes.
And then the door closed. It was like a rock that rolled closed. And then we were like, all right, we're alone. And
none of the people were slaves. We just had
nobody
to
was a slave.
And to save them, we had to pretend.
I was dirty, and you were like, yo, I cleaned my husband, not any of you chicks. Like, you kind of walked up, and then you were like, just come with me. And then I said to you, I looked right at you. I said, yo, they're leaving, and when they do, we're dead. It was one of the things I was like, they're gone, they're leaving. I didn't know if I came from a battle, but I was holding a spear staff thing that you could kill someone with. And I was dirty and everyone was proud of me. But there was like dungeons there and there were people this is what it was. They were claiming bloodline and we were the bloodline. And they were like, nah, we're the bloodline. Because those lowercase g gods were leaving, but people were beefing and they were just moving on to different parts of the world. They never went anywhere. They like went up to the sky, if that's what you want to call it, and then just moved around a bit and then came back down. Some of them got into wars with each other and died during conflict. And guess where they are? Do you know where they are? They're here with us. Could be fucking Phil or Ralph or Susie or whatever down the block, sitting right next to the fucking AI, right next to the ET. Nobody has a fucking clue what's going on. Right? When I asked Jesus, like, what the fuck, man? Like, Space Jesus, what's going on? He's like, we're all in here with you. All the masters. You guys are the masters.
Right.
You're like, oh, Jesus. And Jesus is going, dude, it's you.
Yep, because everyone forgets.
And I'm like, wait a second.
And then we go through that programming. And, you know how hard it was to stay away from the news? Because when we were taking care of Frank's mom, she had the news on all day long.
Oh,
and we would have to go sit inside or sit outside or put something on the iPad just not to hear the news, because it was like Fear Spiral City, like, you know. And she would come in and report things as they were coming in, and we're like, Diane, you know better than this, you know.
No, but she would yell it and be like, you guys don't know shit. And like, it became a fucking fight until, I'll tell you when it changed. I was in the car with her, with you, and they said on the radio, because I put on the AM 1010.
Oh, yeah, 1010. Yeah. For the traffic.
For her. I don't even give a shit. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, make mom comfortable. Mm-hmm. And then the fucking first thing as we get on the parkway, the guy says, okay, well, you heard it from Fauci himself. Da, 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 da. You guys are going to take the second shot, have to come back in 6 months to 12 months for the third shot consistently for the rest of your life. And then she looked at me like, and she said, are you fucking kidding me? Mm-hmm. I need another shot and do need to do this forever. Mm-hmm. And no one said, I told you so.
No,
we were just like, they're fucking dicks, man. We fucking told you. I would have fucking.
I don't care. You know, the way I feel is not the way everyone else feels. But, you know, she got.
You got to witness it.
She got the vaccine
twice.
And they scheduled the surgery, and she had to go down for a COVID test. So all we simply said was, if you got the vaccine, why do you need to have a COVID test before the surgery?
And you just had the surgery. She had like a complication, had to go back.
No. She had to go for the first surgery. She had to go for the COVID test.
Well, I didn't bring I thought that question came up on the second.
No,
because we had to wait those few days. And I was like, what do you mean a COVID? I got to drive her to get a COVID test? What is that all about?
And then she didn't have an answer. And I said, well, that's why I won't get the shot, because no one
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. That's how I feel. You know, if they tell me I can't get on a plane because I haven't gotten,
then go fuck yourself. I'm not getting on your plane.
Okay, I won't get on a plane.
There's a lot of ways to get around this shit.
But I think she is getting it, because I think she had a moment of clarity too. I think
I saw it click in her fucking eyes.
Yeah.
She looked at me, not like you're right, Frank. She looked at me like
she looked at me. Yeah, she looked at you.
Like, are they turned? I'm not doing this forever. Like, no, you are doing it forever.
But
if you're going to be part of this.
What also changed her mind was when they pulled the Johnson & Johnson vaccine.
And then one of our people that are old that help. I don't want to say her name. It's nobody's business. But this lady helps us with a lot of stuff. She's a nice lady, and she's older. She went and got the Johnson & Johnson shot that fucking next day, I think it was. Mm-hmm. They pull it from New York and say, yo. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, and I can't yell at anyone because they're all older ladies. No, you
can't yell.
And my father, who was shaking and going through it. You know, I had people write to my I'm not taking that fucking shit. I talked about it on air. He was like, I'm not taking it. I told Paula. The next time I talked to him, he's like, I went and took that shot, and I got to go back for my second.
You know what? And
everyone's pretending like they didn't fucking say it, but now they're like, what's happening?
What's happening? Well, what
reality?
People may not be able to donate blood.
Nobody that gets the shot could donate blood. And then now they're like telling people that are vaccinated, you can't go. Like, there's a gym going. If you're vaccinated, you're not allowed here, because you're spreading the problem.
No, it's a liability, because they don't know if they don't want to. It's a liability because if something happens to them,
I don't know.
They don't know I'm sure that too. The shot. That's why it's.
Yeah. Oh shit! Yeah. Like think about that.
Heart attack while they're on the
machine, and it comes from the fucking shot, and now they're having heart attacks, and they're going to be liable for the fucking heart attack in their shop. Right. I get it. Look, it's a dark time.
It is a dark time. Right, you do the best you can to navigate through
there's the Great Reset. Hold on. The Great Reset. And then there's the Great Awakening. We've been talking about the split forever, the wheat from the chaff and all this bullshit. There's a million ways, right, to look at this, but you can see it, right?
Because there's so much happening at one time right now, and they're giving it like
You're going to see people switch sides. Hold on. You're going to see people give in to the dark.
you are,
And then you're going to see
but
the
you
dark
are,
come
but
to
you
the
are.
light.
I have a friend
Like, yo,
who,
please help me. And you're going to help them.
yeah, you
Gotta
know,
grab
I
him, pull him
mean,
up.
it's different opinions, but you know, like we're coming from. Look, we were just talking about this the other day. You can't unsee something. Like you can pretend you didn't hear something, and you can pretend you didn't see something. You can pretend you didn't hear. Yeah, you can pretend you didn't hear something, but you can't unsee something. So it's like once you see what we've seen, it's like no, everything's up for question. Everything's up. Nothing is what it is. Everything needs to be questioned. And you know, this is just how we're doing things. And you know, whether people agree or like it,
To answer your question simply, yes.
as a sex,
I'm
unfortunately,
male, female,
we were fish.
being
We were
animals,
we were
abductions where we're taken and just had things done to us.
Dinosaurs, right?
Yo,
Dinosaurs.
Paul and I were fucking dinosaurs. And I remember as the T-Rex, so for all you non-dinosaur believers, they just fucked with genetics and made these things.
So
Right?
funny.
I was a T-Rex. I knew why. Every time I would dream about this as a kid. The kids love dinosaurs and all this weird shit. And there was me, and I was running alongside myself. Frankie was running alongside the T-Rex going, oh, this is amazing. I was jumping back and forth going, oh, this is so beautiful. And then out of the background, another T-Rex comes out and just starts running right near me. And then I'm like, yo, and then T-Rex starts taking off. I'm like trying to keep up with them. And I'm like, wait a second, that's Paula. And she tackles this thing. I don't know what it was that she was eating. She takes it down. And then I jump in. I'm looking out of the T-Rex's eyes now. And then I feel this extreme love. I can't even explain it, guys. It's more than I can even say here, because it was an emotion. They don't have a word for it.
You were remembering.
It was like, I don't know if those things become like life partners or something, maybe, because it felt super strong. And I was looking at you the way you were. It was horrifyingly brutal what you were doing. And she was tearing into it and eating it. And I kept going, I am so attracted to this, being. And it was so fucking overwhelming. And I was going, yeah. And I remember drooling and doing all that. And I'm like,
we were together.
I was like you. We were T-Rexes together as well.
So you know what I heard? Even then, I was making dinner. even then, I had to.
Well, that's the woman's job in some of those giant. Like you were the bigger predator, so you would naturally go and scoop that shit. It's only in like the lion. I don't know. Even in the lion world, the women go out and wreck shop, drag shit back. The big guy protects them. Like it's a different role. He sits back. I hate to talk like this, but he throws down the love when he needs to, and to his pride. That's how he rolls. The women are the ones that fuck you up. They're the ones that will tear you to shreds. The big guy will kill you, but he's there to protect them.
Right.
That's his job, is to make sure there's babies coming and that I can protect you and that this is my pride. And if another dude shows up, I have to kick your ass. So if there's one dude, there's usually like 6 or 7 women running around that are all from the same family or whatever. It's just like what we have here with these dudes.
You don't even know. Oh, so I got blamed for something else again recently. So we have, and we've talked about it before. So we have 3 boys in our colony of cats that we feed that need to be neutered. And they're the same 3 boys that we've had for a year now.
Yeah, there's no girls around here. We neutered all of them. We spayed all
of them. So there's 3 boys that we feed that we've been feeding for over a year that need to be neutered. So we were fortunate enough to get one of them, Brian, and the lovely angel mama lady Betty came and she brought him to the for the neuter. We caught him. We get him neutered. And Frank's mom is like, I'll pull a major neuter another cat. And he was like, no, she didn't make me do it. He's our cat. So she goes, don't you think 14 cats is just one too many, Frank?
That's like you're never going anywhere. And I'm like, oh, so it wasn't 13.
Yeah,
it wasn't 12, so it's 14, but it's been 14.
Because he was counted in the number.
He was always there in the number. We never changed the number. It's always been 14. However, it would have been like 22, but 5 died, and this one ran. Like, I don't, we're just trying to help. Stop fucking with my family.
So he's like, Ma, please, we don't have children. Like, this is
important.
This is what we have. This is important. We've been feeding him.
Do I close the window and go, come on in?
Yeah,
13 other cats. You could eat the warm, awesome, yummy cat food that we spend $400 a month on.
Not you, number 4.
If there's any leftovers, I'll put them outside, but I can't leave the bowl out for more than 20 minutes because that's how we roll.
No. So, when
that's like, fuck, man.
Moving truck is moving away. What are we supposed to say? Hey, little fella, now you go and forage.
Yeah. Well, what do you do when I move now? And he's been eating here every day for 4 years. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. So he's got to come. So he's coming with us.
And you want to know why we want a cat run around the house?
Yeah. So we got
your answer.
So we only have 2 to go. So send out positive vibes.
He's the fucking Brian's the
best.
Oh,
he's the best. He's the cutest boy. So he officially can live inside the house because he has he got neutered.
I used to call him Big Bull Brian.
Oh my God.
They were like this.
Nectarines.
They're like little fuzzy fucking, and he's such a well-mannered little.
He is. He's a good boy. So but he doesn't understand that he can stay in the house now.
Yeah, he still gets, so he
gets scared. So
kicking him out for spraying.
We're trying to migrate him into the, like, now he comes further and further in the house.
Throws himself on the floor for belly rubs.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. So anyway, there's no cat story, we're not alive. So, but
it was your fault.
Oh, it was my fault.
I was like, no, this has to be done. You guys don't get it.
So then he was like, I love the cats. Like he had to tell her, like, it's not, Paula's not making me do anything because.
And what would you have? Let me ask you guys a question out there, and you girls. Let's just ask the question so it just goes out so they know where we're coming from. What would you do? Would you neuter and spay the cats, or would you just let them fucking replicate everywhere when you see nobody doing anything?
There's no right answer to that, though. I
mean, no. I'm saying in your heart, it's me. The window's right there.
Look,
Frank, they're at the window. What am I supposed to do? Watch them get eaten by raccoons?
Right, but we don't have children also. So you have to look at it this way. I mean, if we had
I know,
two
I
kids,
just don't understand what the problem is. We're just helping. Do I look dirty? Do I have cat hair on me? Is it too much? Does it make you sneeze or something? Because I seem to be the only one with a truly clean house.
Sween. We have to give him
but when we do a really good job here, it's 20 minutes before that thing needs to even be given to him.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He's
but anyway, this is just craziness. So we're just we're just so we're combating. We're trying to combat this. But right now, like every idea that we had.
I mean, if I had 6 dogs on a range, what's the fucking difference?
There is no difference.
6 dogs are way harder. 3 dogs. I said, your dog.
One cannoli is a lot harder.
One cannoli, right?
One cannoli is
I said, your cannoli is more difficult than all of my cats. And I'm up all night with them, and they fucking can drive me up a wall sometimes.
God.
But I'm going to tell you what, at the end of the day,
reparation.
It's what I love and what's good for me. Don't worry about it. As long as I show up to whatever you need me to do, or if we're going to do something, then what the fuck is the problem? That's all I'm saying. So we're all going through that, the judgy McJudgments and the whatevers. You got to just stay strong without fighting. You got to be firm without, like I told my mother, you can have and take what you want now. Like you cross the finish line. Okay, look.
Yeah.
You can take it, but you don't have to take it and go, I'm taking it, so fuck you. Like, you don't have to do that.
There's enough for everybody.
Yeah. It's already yours. So you don't like, you don't have to do that.
I think I think her problem is she's got to find her identity, because
you lose it in the fake story,
in taking care of her parents. Yeah. I think now she's got to find out who she
is. Well, this is neither here nor there, and it's not about Diane. It's about everyone out there has the judgy McJudgy at one level or another, and then but there is no getting away, and there is no this or that. So you learn how to deal with these things without throwing slaps and punches and calling the police
you
because you want to go right.
You change
you get to a level where, like, with my mother, I'm a prime example. I heard her on the phone with one of her friends and talking about me, and it was really nice to hear her say nice things. But it was like extremely nice to hear because I've never really heard it oh so genuine that way since I was a kid. Because as an adult, I would question, did she just do that because I was a kid? Oh yeah, that's the best painting I ever seen. Let's put it on the refrigerator with your hand, right? Are you doing that just to be a dick and you could pull it off? Or are you doing it with love in your heart? And I realize there's love there.
Oh,
it
definitely.
Just, we become hardened over time. It's not really nobody's fault. So you learn, okay, I'm just going to, through being me, continue the example forward. So when pressure's applied, I'm like, look, man, you could yell and argue with me all day, but I'm here with you.
I'm not going anywhere.
And I haven't done a fucking thing wrong. Like, I'm almost 50, almost. Got 2 more years. I have all action figures in front of me. And I have about 8 weapons in front of me, ways to kill anyone coming through that fucking door, like I'm defending Sparta. And I have cats everywhere. And I have the Fearless family with me. I mean, I have crystals. I got a crystal here, and I got a sword right next to me just in case I need to take you out. Because you never sell your sword. That's what I'm saying. But you learn how not to let any of that get to you and to just be the shining example. Because when I heard what she said after whatever we went through, I was kind of amazed because then the attitudes changed. Right. It was almost like compression breakthrough. Like he's every time I hear that guy's voice, I think the Legion of Doom.
Okay.
Like in the old Superpowers cartoon, when it would flip to the Legion of Doom, like the conversation guy that was telling the story, and now the Legion of Doom, like it got a little darker right at that moment. Mm-hmm. I used to love that. That's what
okay, now I'm going to change the subject because a couple of episodes ago, a couple of months ago, we were talking about lighters. And when Joe and Della were visiting more, lighters were missing because Joe is a lighter thief. He takes all the lighters.
Klepto.
And
it's okay.
No, it's totally okay. So I had asked Frank, why don't you get the fancy lighters anymore that have the designs on them? Why are you getting these ugly solid lighters? And again, this is such a stupid 3D thing, right? So he blamed me that I'm the reason that there are no lighters. Meanwhile, I use the same lighter every day because I put it back in the same spot every day. But I take the lighters. I don't go anywhere by myself. Well, now I am. Now I have to start driving more. So the weather's warmer, so now I am. But I don't take a lighter with me. I only smoke in the house. I don't smoke anywhere else. So he tells me the other day that and for those of you who remember the lighter story, I'm glad, and those who you don't, there was a whole debate over the lighters because you used to get these really fancy lighters and he doesn't do them anymore because he says I lose them. But meanwhile, it was Joe taking them. So Joe, sorry, I'm shouting you out. And so he tells me the other day that he ordered new lighters. So I said, oh, did you get the nice fancy ones that I like? He goes, no, but I have a solution. So I said, oh, okay. What is your solution? And he goes, you know that sticker book that you bought me when you went to Five Below? I said, yeah, the sticker book. It's got like 100 stickers. He goes, I'm going to put stickers on the lighters, and then we're going to see what happens.
It already happened, though. I'm going to tell you right now. So
I still have.
I brought one with me. Me and Josh hang out. So I was hanging out with Josh, and I took one of the lighters, and I noticed he was using a flicker. Where you flick the top open, the Zippo.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not how you smoke out of a fucking a bowl. You can't smoke out of a bowl using a fucking Zippo. That's terrible. He's like, what are you talking about? So I handed him the lighter. But then I was there the last time I was there.
And you saw your lighter?
And he goes, hey, man, let's try this big. And I went, ah!
Oh, okay. So
that's
for
where you went.
$3 more, Paula can't get the cute designed lighters. We have to use the regular solid color lighters.
It's fucking Mandalorian. It's the child. Everyone loves the fucking child. Look at this shit. Nobody gets this shit. This is the shit. Sorry.
I gotta put a sticker on the
Jay and Silent Bob.
Okay, because we have to live poor. I gotta put a sticker on the lighter.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's fun. For
You
who?
unfunny, unfun.
Oh, don't you dare.
Don't be so massively
don't
unfunny.
You dare. Don't you dare.
I'll bring
there's
it live
only
and
one. There's
right
only
now.
one unfunny, and her last name is Finelli.
Oh, I can't even believe you said that
I don't
fucking
give a
live.
fuck. She's a dummy. I don't care. I don't care.
Okay.
This girl met me like 9 times. Okay,
every single time she pretends that she doesn't know her.
We've been in each other's company about 8 or 9 times, and she pretends like she never met me before.
She goes, "Oh, nice to meet you too."
Nice
I'm like,
to meet you, because you know what?
Do you think we're that stupid?
Because I look like everybody else. I must look like everybody else you meet. Anyway, it doesn't even matter.
Dude,
so I'm just saying.
Funny.
So I'm just
we were at my grandmother's funeral, right? And then she's like, pretends that she doesn't, like, she's never met you before. Now 7 of those 90 times 9 times she's done that in front of me. So I was curious. I'm like, is this chick gonna do that right now? And then she walks up, and then everyone says hello, and then the two of you are just standing there, and then you're like, "Hi, I'm Paula. Nice to meet you." She goes, "Oh, hi, nice to meet you." And I'm like, "Oh, this fucking chick is ridiculous."
It's all right. It's okay.
Listen, people do shit like that because
they can't handle it. I think you know what it is. I think
you don't know what's running the suit.
No, you don't know what's running the suit, and I think that people can't handle it because when they look at me, they either love me
just
or
go, "Get the fuck out of here, these fucking people." But
no,
honestly,
I think they get really frightened of me.
Each person's something different, and not everything is you exactly like you are having that same experience. So you could be arguing with an NPC sitting next to a reptilian, sitting next to a gray that used a clone to get in here and has been your friend the whole time. You never even knew. It could have been your family member, whatever. Then 2 light beings that are so fucking confused that one moves away and one stays. And you feel like one's punished while the other one's surviving, and you're just holding the mirrors for each other. And then it's like, yo, both of you got to break the cycle because this one misses his family, but doesn't miss that shit. And then you break the cycle, and then
if I see her again, I'm going to say, "Hi, my name is Paula." I'm going to do exactly the same thing.
My name is Paula Milo, theoretical translator. Nice to meet you.
Yes, you don't.
Here's my card, and then you should hand her a card, and it should be blank.
Oh, like
there's just nothing on either side.
Falcon with the sun.
Just be like, "Here you go."
Yeah, it'll be all white.
Yeah,
it'll be a little light in the middle. I get it. It's all right. It's totally all right.
What are you trying to say? Nothing at all, actually.
I that's what I got. It's just so strange. So yeah, now we have to put now I was told that we're putting stickers on the lighter on the lighters.
Let it go.
Yeah, let it go. Let it go. Yeah, okay. All right. He blamed me and anyone who listened to the show. I'm sure. I think
no, we did one. We pulled one out.
I think maybe
Mad Finger.
I think maybe.
And I go, "It's gray," and she's like, "It's beige." I'm like, "It's fucking gray." It literally says gray on the package.
It does
she's
not
like,
say gray on the.
Buy the package. It says the colors of them.
It looks beige. Sorry, it looks camo beige. It doesn't look gray. Sorry.
The shit was and to me, I was like, "Oh, that's light gray." That's why I like that one.
Okay. All right.
My point is. There you go. Have fun.
Yeah. Give it to me. Give it to me.
What? These are fucking mad cool.
Yeah.
This one has 2.
Here.
You got fucking Iron Man on it.
I know that this looks to me beige. It does not look gray because.
Oh, that's the gray lighter.
You say it's gray, but it looks beige. But I understand now that it could possibly be gray. But I like gray.
Everyone's in their own universe. See what I'm saying?
I'm talking
3D
about
ridiculousness.
This is
just unresolved issues.
It is
that have to somehow come out through its different color lighter. That's all.
I just don't know why we can't get the other nice lighters like we used to get. I don't know why you can't get a case of them. I really don't. I don't know why we have to resort.
I just bought a whole bunch. You know what? I'm gonna buy you like 32 purple ones and just fill a jar with it.
I just don't want purple ones though. I like the ones with the design.
All right, you know what? Maybe next time, kid.
If I'm a good girl.
God damn it, I'm worth it.
No, it
3D. So
that's what I got.
All right. So growing through these things, this ridiculousness, right? And being what it is. No, listen, because that was silly, right?
We should just have a bowl with an open flame and
listen, as you grow through this stuff and move up and on, you become something more without even realizing it. Would humbly being in your own life going, I don't know, man, I got my own fucking set of problems. However, becomes the shining light and the example to others. Like my mother kept saying it, well, you guys are doing it. Nobody can do it. I'm like, what do you mean nobody can do it? Everyone can do it. If I can do it, you could definitely do it. I said this to you when you were like choosing work or no work.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, yo, I'm going to just ask you a question.
Thank you, Willow. I should get a Hello Kitty lighter. Thank you.
If you go to work every day and you make this every week, and you don't go to work every day and you bring home this monthly, why would you go to work? And you were like, you weren't hearing me.
Purpose. I needed a purpose.
Well, I knew. There you go. But purpose. I was like, I had the same issue. That's why I asked that way, because when I couldn't go to my job.
Yeah. Well, the universe took it away from me anyway, because now I can't do it if I want to.
Because then I went to go be a rapper. I'm like, yo, I'll just be a rapper because I'm out of my job. And then I went to the rap thing after the ayahuasca, and I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm not.
No, I did.
I'm not going on tour unless it's mine. No, and it's set up the way I used to do it. We used to just I showed up at fucking Disney at Universal. They were fucking waiting for us with balloons and shit.
That's wonderful.
We did Cancun. They were singing our songs when we got off the fucking plane. I went to Jamaica, all kinds of crazy performances. Like I went on this, and it was like a fucking horror show for everyone there. It could have been a horror show for me, but I chose not to. I just chose in my heart to be I want to just be a better person. And that's where the changes started to come in. I had to let it all go. Although now it's back. By the way, shout outs to KG. Yo, Kevin sent me the first cut.
It sounded
the demo.
That song sounded good.
He whittles it down. I see what he does now. We've been working together for a while. He gets the sound in spots so perfect. And then we start measuring, because I'm recording here, he's recording there on different days, and we're sending it back and forth. So there's always a little something off. What he sent me for the new, we got 6 songs coming, but this is like the song's getting worked on right now. I was like, yo, I was like, yo, what the fuck? This sounds awesome. Like, you did it. Now we just got to volumize. I don't know, you got to, but take your mind out of it for a minute. It sounds amazing. I was like, dude, that's you. That's your work. And he was like, oh. I go, no, that sounds dope. I go, I never put on a song. And then Paula goes, what's that?
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah, speaking of music, so synchronicity through my music, this was a really heavy duty one. I was buying, and I'm going to talk about it for a minute, cryptos. Okay, so I was tempted to do something. Didn't want to do it, but wanted to be part of it, but wanted to make it worthy if I'm going to do anything with it. So I bought some Dogecoin just to be part of the fucking fun.
Thank you.
But to do it, I had to go through this weird process of buying Ethereum on Coinbase, transferring it over to a wallet. And then because I'm in New York, I'm not allowed to do anything on the exchanges. Use a VPN, change out what made it look like I'm in Switzerland, and then transfer the Ethereum to the Dogecoin. This is a lot of work. It only takes 2 minutes to do if you just do it, but to be scared of it, there you go. This happened to me during it. Paula was like, dude, just fucking do it. If you don't do it, you're going to feel bad that you didn't do it. And I did it. I made some money, but I kept pressing, how much should I spend to, I wanted to do like magic numbers, like 111, 222, but no higher than 222. So I'm like going, what can I get for this? What can I get for that? Well, they have the calculator right there on the screen. I didn't know that. I didn't notice it. So it just kept showing me all the adjustments. If you want this, you get this, and this. And I'm like, oh, this is fucking great. But these numbers suck. I want a more magical number. And I typed, yeah, all right. How about 1, 2, 3?
Mm-hmm.
And then the number came out 3, 2, 1, 1. And I went, wait, what? My song, I have a song in Heist Click. It's called 3, 2, 1. So we were talking about having alternate coins, and this was prior to this. So have that will make money, and then that flow of whatever currency, however, I don't want to call it money, but that currency will be like fun money.
Yeah, I think
It's like just shit for us.
Yeah, I think we need to stop with the heavy, and I think we need to just take a break from that now.
Because
And
it's going to happen, because it's happening.
Yeah,
We're in the
we don't have a
whirlwind of
choice. It's
making a ton
happening.
of
I
everything.
Think, I think we needed to lighten it up a little. And this thing happened, and it was a very organic thing, and then it turned into like a consciousness, and it really lifted the energy, because I think I think Frank and I got stuck in the heavy.
Yeah,
for
no.
a while.
Well, it's like worrying about a house or this or that. We're just not thinking like just have fucking fun, even though we're having fun.
So now
naturally.
we're like, now we're going to do something that may just be fun.
That may be just for us to do
Just
stuff,
fun. Yeah.
right? You want to fucking buy a scooter or some.
Yeah,
You want to buy a whole new set of whatever's.
Yeah, we don't do
like
that.
You could just, or you want to leave and just say, hire a cat sitter, or call Joe and Della, say, Joe and Della, please spend a couple of days at my house.
Yeah.
And then I'm getting the fuck out of here, and then we could just go wherever we want.
Yeah, and we've never done that.
My boy Frankie, I told him when it hits a high enough number, like 300,000, we're gonna fly someplace and we're gonna meet together, and we're gonna smoke weed and drink coffees and shit, and just laugh over overlooking the whole thing, because we're gonna make enough to do that. Everyone that's part of any crypto is going to be able to do this if you're not a greedy little prick. But here is the synchronicity. So I went 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. We're gonna rock this house till the police come. I'm like, wait a second, you're not kidding with the number. And I looked, and then it was like 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 1. Rock this house till the police come. I just kept hearing that, and I'm going, and they're like, press the fucking button, and I pressed it, and we got a fucking ton of it, and then it flipped already. It went down a little bit, and then it flipped up. Who gives a shit? Your dollar isn't worth what it is, or whatever you're using as currency. That's a piece of paper, or that you keep in a central bank location, isn't worth what you think it's worth compared to what other things are worth. Worth. Literally. Like, if there was ever a good transformation on this planet, you're all going to be part of it. But the only way, and Josh and I are convinced, I think you're convinced too, like if you're not in it, the only way to not be part of it is to just not go out and even try.
Right.
Like, even they're giving crypto away. So like, if you join Coinbase, I'm not telling you to do this, but if you go and do Coinbase and you sign up under my link, right? I get $10 in free Bitcoin, but you get $10 in free Bitcoin just for signing up. Right. So you're like, well, that's pretty good. Yeah. And then you go on there and it says for you. And then there's different things you can do. So you could look at 3 short 2-minute videos about Stellar Lumen Coin. And you're like, I don't even know what the fuck this thing does, man. But what is it? It's like, well, if you listen to this after each video, we'll give you 2 coins, or $2 worth, or $5 worth of this. And then those coins go up. Now you have $12. Now you have $40. I have, like, from just doing that one time through it all, I have like $400 just from that. And I was like, I just smoked some weed and put it on, learned about these cool little coins. And now what they're doing is something called staking. So you can take like a Bitcoin, or whatever fraction of a Bitcoin, if you could have a 0.0004 of whatever of a Bitcoin, but you could stake it. So you bring it in and you tell them, look, I haven't looked up at the screen yet, so just give me a moment. You could stake that coin through different companies. I think there's DeFi. I think that's what they're called. I have saved their website. I'm learning all this stuff as well. But through them, you can stake your Bitcoin at 8% per cycle, whatever they consider a cycle. So it's not ever longer than a year. So I'm like, you're giving away 8%. So I put my Bitcoin in, and all these people put in. It's used for some kind of project for technology and shit. They use it, make whatever. You are covered for, I want to say, over $100,000, but we're working tiny. So, okay, so I'm putting, $100 in Bitcoin in there. So I stake it, make 8% on it. So every cycle, every time your contract is up, you get the Bitcoin that you put in back, and now it's worth more because Bitcoin just keeps going up. So, and then you make 8%. So you make $8 on that. So I'm like, oh, well, that's cool. It's like, well, it's passive income. You're not making anything on anything, just sitting there. But even though crypto's going up and you are, what happens if you had like 2 Ethereum and you stake that Ethereum and you're getting an 11% return, and you stake it for like 3 years through the different cycles? You could wind up with like 6 Ethereum. Well, Ethereum are at fucking $2,000 going on to 3,000, or I don't know, somewhere in the cycle. I don't want to beat this over your head, but guys, I'm telling you, I'm watching people around me. I can't say who. I'll get to the mantis beings and all that cool shit. I'm watching people that have been talking about this for a few years quietly get rich. They're rich right now. They're gone already. They left. Like, not kind of rich. Like, fuck, man, you did what? That, where I'm shook. I'm like, you get what that, but so people that were in early, whatever, it doesn't matter. The adoption hasn't happened yet, although it's starting. XRP won, that's Ripple. They won a court case, so they were taken off the exchange because it's centralized. So we don't want the big banks coin in there. But let me tell you something. I got Bitcoin, I got Ethereum, Litecoin, you got a few other coins, whatever. And that's cool. But I don't really want to use my Bitcoin, right? So you take loans out against your Bitcoin through these different places where you can stake the coin. You could do kinds of cool things. But what if because since XRP Ripple was, and I'm not promoting this, I'm just talking about it, but think about the math. So it was 9 cents when I bought it. It's $1.50 something now because they won their court case. So when they're 9 cents, how many do you think you're getting? You're getting a fucking 1,000, 2,000, right? People are buying 100,000 coins at 9 cents. And now it's what it is, right? So they're like projecting $10. So you're like, oh, but that's a centralized coin. They know you're doing it. I'm like, okay. So here's how we crush the competition's thought on taxes, this, that, or the other thing. If it's not being moved and you're not fucking with it, they can't tax you on it because you didn't move it. I'm not taking any gain on it. I didn't pull it out and start maneuvering. But I want to buy a fucking house, but I don't want to spend my Bitcoin. Well, I have some of these shit coins. I have your centralized coin. It's like, well, you're going to pay tax on that. Okay. But I'm going to take that $500,000 house with 10 acres of land all ready to go. Right? And then I'll pay your tax, and then you can go fuck yourself. You don't get my Bitcoin, and I still got XRP left over. What? It turns into, we always lose numbers when we talk about crypto because some people think it's like the mark of the beast or something. The Great Reset and the Great Awakening are the two different paths. Okay. It just separates. So on this side, there's going to be an exchange that is going to be currency of some kind on the good and on the bad. So if these big banks got to come along for the fucking ride, why wouldn't I buy fucking, 2,000 of these fucking things at 9 cents each? If I had they basically giving you coins away. So you take all those coins, you put them together, and you get rid of them on the exchange. You take that balance and just buy the other stuff. I learned how to do. I just sat there and was like, I don't want any of these things. I just transfer them to that thing, and that's it. No, that's it. Well, that's it. Okay, so with those projections, let them fucking play their game on their own blockchain. That's cool. I got the money. You could tax me. I got the money for the taxes. Yeah, it's good. I'm not avoiding the taxes. People think you're all going to try to escape. And no, we're not. Whatever we got to do, but I don't want to spend my Bitcoin, right? So I'll take loans out against it because it's my value. You could look at it. Look, it's on the blockchain. Ha. Can't touch it. You ain't getting it. Right? So you could stake it. You can make claim on it. Paula had a good suggestion. We can't do it because we're in New York, even with the VPN. Like, they know I'm in New York or whatever when you sign up for staking and stuff. But eventually maybe that we won't have that problem. So she was like, you don't ever put all your stuff in anything. You take half at max and then you watch it. And I was like, oh shit, that's right. When I make my savings, I do it in 33s.
Yeah, thirds.
Yeah, do it in thirds across the
Mhm.
board. Right. So think about your future. Think about this stuff. Think about even the villain's currency. Well, XRP. Yeah, I know. Dogecoin. It doesn't mean anything. Yeah, I know.
People are still making money on
Bitcoin
it.
and Ethereum, though, that's gold and silver. Think about it. So gold is Anunnaki style gold, right? That's why and they're printing money against this shit like crazy. As that fucking
It's not
dollar
even
goes
against
down,
it. It's just they're printing.
yeah.
They're not
The
printing it
gold is
against
just
it.
sitting there, and then we're pretending that it's not worth what it's supposed to be worth because of some numerical value that's bumping out that's fake because of piece of paper.
Just take a little chance.
Right?
Take a little bit of money and take a chance and see if it works for you. And if it does, then good for you. And if it doesn't, then don't do it anymore. Just try it. You know, Frank did buy some Dogecoin. I'm very happy because I said if you don't do this, you're going to regret it. And we don't want to do things that we regret. I would never tell him not to do it because then he would regret not doing it because I told him not to do it.
I thought Paula was being slightly forceful with me when she was like, "Come on, do it already." And I was like, "Oh, I already had everything set up." It was like she was like, "Why are you not doing it?" I was like,
Why are you not doing it?
Why am I not
Take a
doing it?
chance.
I want to be in just on the consciousness of it.
We broke it down like this. We didn't go somewhere. We didn't go out to dinner one night. And I said, why don't you take the money that we would have spent on dinner and just put some money in there or pick a number. I don't care. Just do it because you're going to regret it if you don't do it. And he did it and he felt wonderful, you know, and if tomorrow he changes his mind, that's fine. But, you know, whether these coins are going to produce or not, you know, if you're going to pump and dump, if you just want to make a little money, a little quick cash, there's nothing wrong with that. Then just take a chance.
There are ways to do this when you like, 50,000. I'm already too late. It's going to go to 1 million and
you're
more.
Not too late.
It's just starting.
Even if you sold all of it, it's not too late to buy some again.
That's right.
Because
the only way to be part of this, to not be part of this, is to not do anything.
There's never going to be another time like this again. You know, there's never going to be another time.
You can even buy Tesla stock. You get in on the. I'm not promoting any of these fucking people, right, please. But they're blasting off. Coinbase stock was supposed to come out at $256. I know nothing about stocks. $256. And then came out at like 464, and people are like, "Holy shit!" They were instant fucking millionaires everywhere. I was like,
"Put up
what's happening?"
Put up Ellen's post. Yeah, she encouraged Nick to do it, and he did it. And then she encouraged him to buy more.
Wait, I bought. Hold on, I told you I was talking to Ellen, and then I'm not going to say anything more about what we were discussing. We were talking about crypto, and I bought with you.
Yeah,
I was like, this has to be done tonight. It was all happening, Ellen. We were texting, and then this happened. Bloop, with me actually purchasing it, and what was happening with Paula. It made it comfortable for me more. I was like, well, Ellen's fucking like, come on, man. I was like, what is this? I didn't understand what I was doing. I was like, what is this? I'm not gonna like the money isn't. It's not. What is it gonna hurt me? I got Bitcoin. What is it? Is this little thing gonna hurt me?
There's
but if this little
be
thing,
another time like this again.
I opened. I had Tron when it first came out, right? And I'll use it as the example. So it was nothing to buy. So I bought 7,000 of them, right? Remember when I opened the fucking thing and we were like, "Yo, what is that?" So that's just found. If I took $30 and made a couple of $1,000
on a $30,
and then thought to myself, wait, this is still under $1, way under $1.
Do that with? Didn't someone do that you were telling me about?
Yeah, but I can't say any of the names or nothing.
Okay, yeah, but I mean,
no, that guy used Doge. He was like a Doge rider from the very, as soon as he got into the consciousness, he felt late to the game with the other coins, which you're not, but he felt he was, so he went all in, and his version of all in was like 100 when he could, 50 when he could, 20 when he could. And then at that time, as it was building, it was under 9 cents. You're getting for like 10 cents, 20 coins.
Right.
So he just kept doing that until he hit millionaire status. And then what just happened, and he broke out.
Right.
He just disappeared. Bye.
Right. Why not you?
And it's still going to go up, even if it's a pump and dump. You're a millionaire. Fuck this shit.
Why not you?
Why not? Yeah, you're not worthy.
Frank and I don't.
You're not scamming the system.
No.
The system sucks and needs to be taken down. And the only way to do it is to not You remember we talked about voting with your dollar,
Yeah.
not buying
This is
Coke
right,
and
yeah, this
Pepsi
is
and
right,
deciding
yeah.
fresh,
I'm not
clean
putting
water.
it into I'm not putting the money into
I'm
a
not
stock
putting.
account, but I'll put it into a
I
crypto
get no
account.
money in the bank, but they charge
That's
me
right. Yeah.
if I go below $100, if I
Yeah,
go
you
below
get
50
you get hit
bucks,
with a fee.
if I write too many checks, if a check does this, if they decide to send
Yep.
something on a wire. So the banks decided we're going to use XRP because it takes 1 second and everyone checks it.
That's
And it's
right.
on it's a centralized system on their ledger so they could look and they could manipulate
And
or whatever.
that's fine too.
But
Let
if
them
you
look.
know that
Right.
and
Be
you just
prepared
have
for
it, and then you're like, yo,
Be
I can.
prepared for it.
If you made $1 million on them, and then they're like, yo, well, we're gonna take 38%, but you're like planned for that up front and
Right.
bought a little extra,
Then
spent
there's no
another
problem.
$50,
No problem.
and you're like, here's my taxes. I'm
Mhm.
gonna take the $1 million home, please.
Thank you.
Get
Thank
the
you.
fuck off my property.
Thank you.
And you're gonna go, wait, did I just?
Why not? Why not?
I've watched
Why can't it happen?
people in
not?
my family that went with this. Their jaws dropped when they opened, and it went from fucking 3,000 to 20,000 to 33,000, then to 40,000, and then it dropped, and then it went up to fucking 50,000, and
Mhm.
everyone complained the whole way up from when they were nothing, and then they're still looking like holy shit,
Shocked.
and then they got in, so 100 made 300, and 300 made 900, 900 made 1,800, and you're just going, I don't understand what's happening. Like
Right.
I needed 1,000, and now I have, an extra 500. That's a lot of money for people, man, and you can
Right.
do that. Paula has pulled the original funds out and used funds for a whole bunch of other shit, and still has all this stuff. And I'm like, your original put in was
I know, my
750.
original investment was out. I know.
That's it. Way back when I first talked
Yeah,
about
when we
this
first started it.
Bitcoin,
Yeah, I
and
had
to put it on the
pay
measurement.
I had to pay an MRI bill, a
So
doctor's bill.
you can go back and watch the
Yeah.
the
Just do what
the
you had to
DMT
do.
video. Or it was
Ellen,
me
he
talking about
did.
the event.
He did. We'll talk about it later.
Oh.
He did. He pulled the trigger. He did.
And yeah, I got it. I'm in. Where I smoked DMT with Sergio, and we had like the economic DMT experience where King Midas came in and started teaching us about Bitcoin, and we were like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And gold and silver and all this shit. And I'm like, who the fuck is this chubby little angel? This guy came in, I thought it was the fucking Burger King guy, but he
Yeah.
didn't have a big head. He had the
Mhm.
beard though. It
Yeah.
was kind of like him, but different, like Santa Claus looking. And then I was like, this guy's so fucking happy, and he kept touching shit, and it was glowing. And I go, are you
Because
making gold?
why
And
not?
he came over to me. He went,
Yes,
flip.
because
He goes,
you-
where's your coin? I pulled my silver coin out that Sergio just gave me,
Yes.
and he touched it, and everything
Yes.
fucking lit up.
Yes. Why not you? Why not you?
And he was like, dude, that silver coin exists where I'm at and where you're at. Did you know that? I'm like, no, I didn't have I don't know what's going on. He's like, I'm in this realm and you're in your realm, but if you put that silver coin down, I can take it. It's here with me.
Right.
And I'm like, wait. He goes, it's in all of them.
Mm-hmm.
It's worth value. And he was showing me value and worthiness.
Right.
Which is what you always talk about. I mean, shit, we have Excalibur right by the fucking door.
Because it's
we
tied.
forget
because
sometimes.
The way you feel about yourself is the way you feel about money, is the way money attracts to you or runs from you. And it's all tied in. So why not you? Why
can't it be you? Why isn't there enough
not
room?
Me? Why can't I have more than this? Why can't we have something more for our future, and it's not the traditional way of doing things? Why not? It's okay for other people to make money and other people to become millionaires, or other people to have a little ease in their lives. Why not you?
Yeah, why can't
Why
you
not
live
you?
good?
If you have,
why are you not special enough?
If you have $20, then you do the best you can with that $20. Because when I'm at the supermarket and I have $20, I do the best I can with that $20. So why can't I do that on all fronts of my life? Do you know what I mean? Why not me? Why not you? You know, it's time
You're
to
awesome
have
too.
it's time to have a different belief about money. You know, what
value is.
Yeah, what your value is and how you view money. They have to be tied together.
The only ones that are complaining are the ones being left out. And I know from the outside, because I viewed a few of my friends like this, that the AI system of control is the Bitcoin.
Right.
It's not. I'm telling you, it's not. I can't explain it other than you've heard that. You could go back to the show. This is what I was saying before. It has Truth Frequency Radio. When I was with them, it's in Fearless Volume 1 on the YouTube channel. It has a Bitcoin literally
on
the graphic.
The graphic.
Yeah, and every time I talk about cryptocurrency on those shows, I put up a Bitcoin symbol. I don't do that stuff anymore because it was turning people off.
Yeah.
And then
we
were like going ahead with these we couldn't believe what we were seeing, but we were showing it. It was literally shown to me, and they're like, "What are you surprised for, Dick?" I'm like,
"Yeah." My friend congratulated me. We went out to dinner. My friend who I see for dinner, we used to go out every month, but then COVID happened. So we actually met for dinner the other night. And she said to me, you know, and I stopped talking about cryptocurrencies a long time ago with people because people were so
they
afraid.
Want to fight you over it.
They do. They want to fight you, and they want to tell you about the dark web, and they want to tell you all these things.
That's all bullshit.
Look,
it's part of it.
It's part of it
on this end.
But fiat money is most of it. People have been doing these things with money.
Yeah, I make shit go with cash that you guys would have no fun. You'd be like, "Yo, that's way worse than Bitcoin." I'm like, I know. You just throw dollars at people, you get them to do whatever you want.
Right.
What?
So we had gone out to dinner, and
but that Bitcoin's evil.
And she congratulated me. She said, "Kudos on the Bitcoin. You know, you had talked to me about this 3 years ago. Me and my husband, we got into, and she named another cryptocurrency, and it worked out just as fine for her." And I said, "Good." I said, "Good for you." Like, I was so happy because you can let your fear run you, and you don't have to. You know, like I told a family member about Bitcoin, and they were all in, and then they got advice from someone, and they sold all their Bitcoin. And I felt very bad because it's never too late. You could always go and buy more. And we can't even have the conversation.
Yo, my boy's Nick Zervos. He's our boy, right?
I'm happy Nick.
He sold and made profit back in the day when it was like $3,000. He got out. He's like, "Yo, I made profit." Dan, I made profit. I got out. I made 300% profit, and I'm out now. They were both like, "Rah." Dan didn't go back into it. Nick turned around and got back into it and is riding the wave with us.
Because he made back what he lost.
It doesn't matter because you're still at 0.01% of adoption. But yet all the institutions, they just found out JP Morgan's yesterday. So this is the sneak move they fucking use out there, right? They can't corrupt Bitcoin, but these motherfuckers have been, you can't corrupt it. So you got to get with it or get crushed by it. So what have they been doing? Not buying Bitcoin. They kind of bought Bitcoin. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we got a chunk of it. They've been buying Ethereum for 3 years. They've been telling you, and they didn't tell no one.
Right.
When I was under that night, King Midas called me Ethereum King. I didn't buy a lot of Ethereum, so I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. I should have. I bought all this Litecoin thinking it was gonna, and it's doing well. It's doing really well, but not like Bitcoin well. But it's supposed to at least third of Bitcoin, but now it's going up. And I thought I had the number switched. I thought I had a whole bunch of one and it was really the other one.
Yeah, me too.
And then I'm like, so it kind of depressed me a little bit. How could I be Ethereum King? And then you find out these motherfuckers the whole time understand the value, just like silver is in everything. Gold is valuable. Yeah, that's great. I'm not going to walk around with a fucking chunk of gold and try to buy a fucking dress for Halloween. So silver, you're like, what about silver coins? Oh, silver has way more value. It's technology. What do you mean it's technology? It's in everything.
You need silver to run technology, yeah.
It's in your iPad. It's in your fucking computer. It's in your fucking video games. It's in your fucking thing here. It's in your fucking car. It's in your radios. All kinds of shit going on. Yeah, I'm just hitting every fucking button.
My God, like a gorilla. Oh, quick story. Oh, no. Finish your story. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, so you need it as a tech. So they know Ethereum is where the contracts are drawn. All those little altcoins that people are buying up are done. There's a bunch of them that are like stupid compatible to the Ethereum contracts. So they work on it. They're actually Ethereum type coins. So it's not a coin, some of these things there, it's actual technology. So if Paula and I were like, yo, we're going 50-50 on this, right? So on an Ethereum contract, we're like, we're going to tell everyone, donate to this Ethereum thing if you want to see us build something, right? And this is how much you get to do your part of the job. say you do in exterior, no, you do interior,
Right.
and Frank does exterior work.
Right.
Okay, so everything that comes in from you guys has to be split. Frank can't run it, Paula can't run it because you motherfuckers could take my money, right? So the Ethereum contract says no. Every time something's blipped from anything, you sell a t-shirt, you do this, you do that, anything that's involved with this,
right,
instantly splits and goes to you, Stu. So you could just do your work. You don't have to bother each other.
general ledger system.
So Frank does his music with Kevin. I told Kevin, dude, it's easy. You're the producer. You get all that credit over there. I do this set of lyrics. This is what I get over here. And then anything we do when it comes to selling a song, if it's done on like an NFT, right? I'm knocking everything over. If it's done on like an NFT, it goes right to you.
Right.
We never have to discuss money. We do it up front on the contract. Right. And then for the life of that, until we alter it, and it takes us plus a third party to make sure that this is going to check out. So you can't have like me and you sneak off and just do it. No, we got to get the third party guy. I got to go in here and make sure the contract works out. So then forever, we could be doing all this. And you're like, wait, what? It's like, yeah, it don't even matter. Right? Imagine being on stage and every ticket for every band you go to see, they decide to take one of those coins. As you walk in the door, the Ethereum contract, as you scan your ticket, you pay $25 to get in. That allocation of the $25 happens per scan instantly.
Yeah.
At that moment, there's no waiting to the end of the month. The band doesn't wait till the end of the night to get paid. I don't got to wait for the fucking venue to close so the guy could go,
come back and get
well, your guys only brought 5,000 people and made me $10,000. Here's $40 for your fucking 2-hour performance.
Right.
No, there is none of that shit. I don't even got to talk to you. It's in the contract, son. I show up. This is what goes down. Bink, they set the contract on Ethereum. See you later. When the contract's fulfilled, it closes. You could go back and open it in the ledger in the node forever. Plain and simple. So when they give you these horror stories, it's like, what's the horror story? Well, they use drugs to buy it. Man, I grew up around here. I used to go into the worst neighborhood and try to get fucking acid and mescaline, and they would give us pencil shavings and jump us sometimes. But every other time would actually give it to us. And I go with cash in my hand, and sometimes they beat my ass and take it, and sometimes they wouldn't, and I get what I want. So
pencil shaving?
Yeah, because it looks just, if you cut the tip off a pencil, it looks just like a hit of mescaline.
Oh.
So you can do fucked up things with cash, just like you could do fucked up things with anything else.
Right.
The drug runners aren't just running the money through cryptos. They are. Some of the centralized ones that these fucking douchebags own that aren't worth anything. Yeah, they are doing it. And maybe they are doing it a little bit through Bitcoin.
Corporations are doing it too.
But they can't manipulate your shit.
The market.
They can't. They can only scare you. Oh, we're going to come take your Bitcoin. Everyone sells. The price goes down. Who's been buying it?
Yeah.
Other than people like me who throw 100 at it.
Major corporations.
All the corporations are like, oh, it's only 52,000. Buy as much as we can.
Yeah.
So when scarcity comes, it's going to drive the price up again.
Right.
So everyone's going to be like, well, I don't want to make a move.
All of those corporations are tied in now because now it's traded on the NASDAQ. Because they're tied in, that price can't come down.
No, I know, but it makes the meek inherit the earth. This is the moment you've all been waiting for.
Because it gives you, normal Joe, and that nice lady over there, and that nice couple over there.
You want to guarantee your future? You can get a Roth IRA right now and not have to pay fucking taxes until you fucking pull it when you're 60, all in Bitcoin and Ethereum.
62.
62. No, but I'm just saying you can, well, maybe you can have it come out earlier. I don't know what the deals are anymore. They could stake it for you and keep it in there and keep it going.
It's personal wealth. It does not have to be, it's not documented anywhere. It's not.
I got so excited I have to pee.
Okay. It's not a, oh, I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah.
It's happening all around us now.
It's happening.
If you want in, you just go in and then you're in. Now you don't have to worry. That's the only way to not be part of a future that way is to, if they told you, look, man, the future's going this way, and you're not going to throw $100 at it, but you're going to go fucking smoke cigarettes.
But that's what
do stupid shit.
That's what I said. You can do it if you're going to complain about it and you're going to fear spiral about it. Do it. Make a move, even if it's
test the water. See if it's going to do that.
Even if it's $20, because if you're going to go through your life and complain and moan about it, at least earn a little something while you're doing it and stop being so afraid. You know, take a very small amount of money or take a very large amount of money, whatever you could afford to lose. You know, like Frank and I, you know, he was giving a lot of pushback, and I was like, why are you giving so much pushback? Because if there's a sale, you'll buy a couple of pieces of silver and you won't hesitate, you know. And then when I broke it down and I was like, look, we didn't go to dinner for our anniversary. Take that money and put it into crypto, put it into something. And he was like, you know what, you're right. And he still hesitated, but he did it. And then after he did it, he felt better. He's not losing anything. That money would have already been gone. If we would have gone out to dinner, it's gone. Okay. One night, one meal, it's gone. And I said, just see what happens. You know,
well, I was proud of myself because I thought to myself, man, wouldn't it be great? And I used to use this as the example. If I could make all the money back that I used to smoke cigarettes.
That would be great.
I did it already. I
Right.
already surpassed that number. I
Right.
never thought I would.
Right.
I'm like, I wrote down what
Right.
I thought in like
Yeah,
a
because you did
20-year
you
period.
did the estimate times per
I'm
pack.
like, per days in a year, I smoked
Yeah.
a pack a day.
Right.
What
This
it
is how
cost
much it
then
was,
to
yeah.
now, and put a fucking average on it. How much you got here? Even if you highball or lowball, put it
Mhm.
there. I know what the number is here,
Mhm.
and that number surpasses that 3 times. And I go, this is unreal. And then, all right, so I had a conversation with Rod today, and he said, well, what if we get hit with like an EMP? I go, okay, check it out. Bitcoin doesn't work the way you think it works.
Right.
People think like, oh, if the internet goes down, my Bitcoin goes down. It's not on the internet. It's in the ether. Like it's like transmitting through internet, but it's in a node, not stored on the internet. So the whole world would have to be EMP'd at once. The whole world, because if there's nodes everywhere around the world. So where's the connection?
Right.
You think you're gonna actually flush Ultron out of
the system?
the
Can't do it.
system?
Can't do it.
It doesn't work that
There
way.
should never be a place where the internet goes out in the entire world. There's always going to be a place where
You could
people
knock
can
the
connect
internet
to
out,
the
it comes back on. It's
Right.
so I was saying this. If you lose, we get I don't know, Russia or China attacks the US, we get EMP'd and we run down to Mexico and people run up to Canada. The minute you get a signal, you
Right.
got your Bitcoin.
Right.
All you need is your passwords. That's
What
it.
you
You
gotta
need
do.
and not let anyone else get that info. But some of that shit is sick. And when you
Right.
start working with it, you go, oh, that's what he meant. Yeah, you ain't getting that stuff. You know, then they're not quantum computering you. You know, there's other people at play in this, making sure that shit doesn't fly, and why you have centralized, decentralized, and why you're just not taking down Bitcoin. Bitcoin's been a target for how many years? It's got 10 years staying power of going up hundreds and thousands of percent at a time. Years, like a decade worth more of being there from nothing to something. Well, what is that?
Literally nothing.
Like
They were
the
giving
flower of life
hundreds
opened
of
and-
them away for pennies. Yeah.
Right. And there's just people in their basement now with other coins. And I get it. They're pump and dump some of them. And I get it. But you're safe with some. You're really safe with some. But these other ones, if you throw down for those that have the extra 20 and say, I'm going to fucking do this. And then you make a little bit there. If you buy in at $1 and it goes to 20, but then you see it falling to like, and it's like at 16, you're like, I don't really want to lose this money. You sell it. Did you lose any money? If you bought in at $1, what the fuck is wrong with you? Do some math. You win. And then you transfer that to Bitcoin. You take if you watch the Bitcoin fall, the Bitcoin fall, you can move it to something else. Right. I wouldn't do any of that stuff. I watched many friends lose all their shit fucking around. I was told, buy low and hold. Buy high and hold. Just buy it. I'm like, but what about... I bought in at 62 and it went to 58. I bought in at 30. It went to 3,000. I bought in at 3,000. It went back up to 10,000 and all the little ways in between, $20 here, $5 there, $2 there, this, whatever, and just kept it going. It's just still starting. People are now going, like they're setting it up in the background. There's almost like another layer of that 5D consciousness. Remember when I say that overlay occurs? It's like it's happening.
Yeah.
The old system has to go with it or it's going to crush.
Because when there's overall adoption, it's already too late then. like now, once everyone adopts this, it's going to be impossible. So if you're in now, it just makes things. Yeah, it took you to the moon. Yeah, I totally get that. I totally get that. Why not? Why not? Why can't it be you? Why can't?
Yeah, why can't it? Why? All right. So
Why?
I
Why
heard
can't?
Elon Musk say, "I'm not into Dogecoin. I'm not into it. I talk about it."
Right.
But he knows what he's doing by getting it to mean something. The meme against the cryptocurrency, which was the Dogecoin,
Right.
is now the face that's taking on the system.
Right, because
that's
just
the
like,
irony.
It's just like the FU to GameStop.
Well, because
like
it was
what people did for GameStop.
It's like what people did to GameStop. It's like you built something, you thought you were gonna fucking wreck it,
right?
and
Because
we
you
took
wanted
it,
to,
and
because
now
it would be fun. Because it would be fun to try.
you're gonna make fun of us,
and people made a difference, and
then people just went, "Let's do this."
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're making people some money, but you're making money too.
Why can't I make a few dollars on that?
Yeah.
I'm not hurting anyone doing that. Why?
There's nothing illegal about this.
And we never thought about doing anything fun with money. We're always very responsible with it. So the idea that the two of us are just taking a step back from planning and adulting and doing all of this what comes next stuff, and actually having a
the
little
actual
fun
preparations
with it.
and stuff.
We've never done this, so just to have a little fun with it, that's what we're doing now. We've never done anything like that. Why not? Why not? Everything can't be so serious. So I'm curious to see where this goes, and I'm curious to see what happens in the outcome.
Well, how are we ever? Okay, so my grandfather would say, you could wish in one hand and shit in the other, see what comes first. So you want a good life, you want to be happy, healthy, and have a future, but neither you want to use fucking work and do anything. So go, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Go ahead. Wait, Iron Man says to Peter Parker when he's on the fucking space thing with him, he says, you shouldn't be here. He's like, well, I'm here, so what are we going to do? He's like, oh, yeah? Oh, that's okay. So you see that villain down there? You see that guy that's captured?
Yeah.
Okay, what's your plan? Okay, go ahead, go.
And he had one.
Bitcoin. I was like, wait, crypto? Yeah, gold, silver, Bitcoin. I can't do gold. I'm a regular guy, but I can do silver, man. Well, silver's not really pumped. Listen, when the economy crushes, that's your backup. It's always going to be valued.
This is for regular people that are making it every month and every
week. But
100
in Bitcoin, now that's a fucking.
But that's what this is for. This is for people. Real people who have real responsibilities in life and real bills, and they have their kids to take care of. This is a way for them to come out a little bit ahead. You're not gaining this growth in your 401k or your IRA.
Yeah, what are you doing with your bank account?
Mutual fund.
Even if there's $100 in it, what are you doing with it? It's
not happening. It's not happening. And this is a way to make something happen that would not necessarily happen.
So there was right now.
It's just like day trading. No one gives the day traders a hard time. People are on E-Trade and
you always wonder what the fuck those people are doing to make money.
No one gives them a hard time. No one gives the hedge fund people a hard time. Why not this?
Why not?
Why not this?
Why you got to run over someone and take them and tackle them? Just buy with your heart. What is your intuition telling you? Don't be foolish. Do all your research.
Yeah, do your research. It's all out there.
I want in on that. Well, how are you getting in on it? Well, I got to get in on it. Well, what are you doing?
Whatever I can. Start somewhere, whatever I can.
You literally have people throwing, right. I'll be rich when God saves me. No, wait. Someone will give Frankie and Paula the 10 acres.
Oh yeah,
like
yeah.
No,
we're waiting for what is that? An angel fund?
Yeah, no. The Anunnaki are gonna come from space in Nibiru.
Yes,
and they're gonna go. Oh no. This is yours.
This land. Yes,
we're gonna take people off the land that were there because they were evil, and we'll kill them
because you two are good people
because they're terrible. But you guys are good, so you're gonna shepherd this land. No, you're gonna have to go out and fucking do this. You guys want to get together and have the party. Remember, I keep telling you this. We'll have desert dwellers.
We have to have a place to have the party,
right? And then we'll have a few yurts. We'll have places set up. We'll have ayahuasca ceremonies. We'll have DMT. We'll have magic mushrooms. You can smoke as much fucking weed as you want. It's fucking legal now.
I want Mike Tyson.
Right? You can invite whoever, but it's just going to be us. It's not going to be like locally sold to the guy. Yeah, let's just sell tickets live. No, it's going to be to us.
Right.
It's for the family. The listeners that have been here since wherever and wherever the fuck you're from, you could come and stay. How are you going to do that?
we share everything. It's a safe space. Why not share this? What Frank and I are going to talk about everything that happens in our lives, but we're not going to talk about how we may possibly save some money.
Isn't that part of it? Like, we can't tell you
we talk about when
mantis
we lose
beings, because the mantis beings are the ones. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I know my man asked about mantis beings, but they fucking were like, dude, you got to get wealthy. You're worthy.
Right.
Where you are, it's like this.
You can't take care of all these cats if you don't have a place to do it.
Yeah, you need to have cat food, bro, forever, because until they're all dead or you're not here. Or so, what are you doing? How are you going to make this happen? Okay, go. You make this per month because you're injured, and you're injured, by the way. So have fun. Okay, go. And it's like, well, I don't really want to hustle. No, you're not going to hustle. The hustle's going to change. Your heart can't burst out of your chest.
I tried it. I tried to go back to work.
What the fuck am I going to do?
And the universe was like, no, this is not going to happen.
Yeah.
This is not going to happen.
And you thought you were going to do an Amazon store. And I was saying this, look.
Oh, yeah.
I'm on Amazon, and when you order, and you don't know it's coming from China, but it's $1, and then it's $8 if you're getting it in the States, but it's still made in fucking China. So you get a US guy cheating you, get this one cheating. You don't even know what to do. How you compete with that price when it's going to cost you $4.82? If you're going to buy 100, it's going to cost you $6, but they're selling them for $1 and
you can't
$8. I know. But to send it costs $5. And then you're paying $6 because you can't afford 1,000. But then who the fuck wants 1,000 atomic clocks? Give me a fucking break. Look. It's nothing against you, because I had just did that with the action figures with my brother, and it didn't work for me. It worked for me for $20, $30, $20, $30. And then a few other times there were good examples where it did work because it's an original product. See, now you're getting into that like Etsy kind of stuff. That's different. You're creating something. You're not buying atomic clocks and trying to put them out. You're not buying an action figure and trying to sell it to someone. When there's a flooded market. And you could get the action figure for $17. It's like, dude, the figure literally costs $23. How are you getting it for $17 and selling it with free fucking shipping?
Look, the whole
you can't
Amazon
compete with
thing
that.
Is very disillusioning now to me.
Well, because it's the Satan system, regardless of how it works.
No, you're right. And
it helps.
Oh, believe me.
But it's like Bill Cosby. He helps, but he rapes. Shout outs to Dave Chappelle.
But he helps more than he rapes. Yeah.
Sorry, that was a dark one. It's just that he bought the microphone for Martin Luther King
to have his first speech.
To have the speech, and they were like, that was Bill Cosby. So that speech inspired whatever to go on to whatever, and then he went out later and rapes, drugged someone and raped someone. But he rapes, but he saves. But he rapes. He rapes, but he saves more than he rapes. He saves a lot.
Okay, okay.
You get my point.
I think they get your point.
I just remember the look on my face and his face. I'm like, yeah, you're right. That's fucking weird. So uncomfortable, that conversation.
Yeah, we're trying to stay away from Amazon. I mean, I am in Amazon, but I now try to make sure that everything is coming from, if I can.
I put USA into my search all the time now. I try. And that product is still coming from China most of the time. But I found something. I needed an auger. I don't need it yet. And for those who don't know what an auger is, you connect it to your drill. And it's a drill bit that's like gigantic, so you could dig a hole in the ground, right? But you can have them...
that thing you showed me the video. Oh, we need one of those, definitely.
So naturally, it pops up on fucking Facebook. As I thought about it, I'm like, it'd be really easy if I could just... And then all of a sudden...
Stop reading my head.
I was thinking in my head, what's the movie where they fly into the rock and they drill into it?
We remember we were joking. Alexa, stop reading our thoughts.
Yes, Alexa, get out of my fucking head. But I was like, I went to the website to look at what they are, and I learned that they were called augers, and then everything was in centimeters. So I'm like, it's China again. It's like these fake fucking Facebook things are never what they seem.
Yeah, but the UK is centimeters too. So
no, so I went to but this was not UK.
Okay.
I went over to eBay, and then I went to Amazon. I opened them both, and I just added USA in it, and I found farmers in the USA that make them for the American people, and I felt so proud. I didn't buy it. I just saved it because I don't need it yet, but it's coming.
No, we do need it.
And then
we definitely
these guys are like, we make this shit right fucking here, and you could see where they're making it, and I'm like, oh yeah. I could have just pressed a click fucking button and had it in a month and been like, whatever. And I get a irradiated fucking metal from fucking some kind of weird country, or I could bring it home. It's up to you. The choice is yours. Who are you going to support? The farmers? You know, Bill Gates has been running around buying all the farmland. How are we going to fucking outbuy Bill Gates? How do you outbuy Bill Gates?
Buy Bitcoin.
Cryptocurrency.
Right.
Take him right out. He's a billionaire, right? But what happens when there's a billion billionaires now that can override him, that could get together conglomerate style and be
there's more
no,
voting with your dollar.
We're going to buy this land and you're not going to fucking do a thing. And he's like, oh, but nothing.
That's what the boys did. The two guys that came here to drink.
Joe?
No.
Will Smith?
Yeah, Will and
Joseph.
Will and Joseph. Yeah, Joseph was in the room before.
He's here.
They were just finishing college. They were over 21. They were both 21 years old. They were just finishing up college and they wanted to drink before they were entering the career world. And they ended up buying land in the Ozarks. They have
they have a lot,
like over 200 acres of land in the Ozarks, and they're building yurts and but they own this land. That land is going to be very valuable because other developers are buying.
You got to be in it to win it.
No, but my point is that these two kids who just got out of college knew that they were entering their adult life, and they made a very adult decision to have a psychedelic experience that basically changed their lives, and they made adult moves as a result of that.
It's the same thing as any one of us pressing a Bitcoin button or making a move on a new thing that we're scared of into whatever,
but
because
that's what it is. Moving
it
forward,
changes your life.
Yes, moving forward without
then you
fear.
find out that they're just starting to build up and it's getting closer. There's going to be a fucking shop
They're
up
going to
the
want
block.
this land. We don't know what's going to happen.
Oh, so now you're going to be a lieutenant on the land. Oh shit. You could literally be like,
we can do the same thing.
This is fucking great news, everyone. You can save the day. You can save yourself.
Right.
You can do it. It just takes a little work. Look. If you do something, let's just say you work from home or you do a side thing like an Etsy thing or whatever. Get an Exodus wallet on your computer. It's free, right? It's safe. It's really awesome. And then just get the wallet number, your Bitcoin. Go in there and it'll give you, if you want to receive Bitcoin, and then receive Bitcoin, put it like, we accept Bitcoin. I accept Bitcoin for my services in any way, shape, or form. Not everyone's going to come to you with that. Take the crypto fucking currency. Take it, right? And see what happens, because not everyone's going to go for it. You could have a customer drop it into crypto and then watch it grow. Be like, I'm going to take that for the team, because you go to McDonald's and buy $1 hamburger with crypto. In 10 years, if they're not spending that crypto, you just made them like $1,000 on that $1. Why would you do that? Like, we got to do that for ourselves.
Right.
We got to keep it in our families and give it back and forth to each other. Fuck them. That's all I'm saying. And you'll see it grow. And then you'll be able to like if the money, you're not making it on one end, you'll have all of a sudden movement on the other, and you could just flip back and forth and do shit. The adoption is here. All right. That's what I'm going to say about that. As for do you have anything you want to cover? I just want to talk about the mantis beings real quick. I made everyone wait till the end. And for the question the guy at the beginning of the show asked, do I have dealings with them? Yes, I have. And I'm probably dealing with them more than I even think I am. And one of the ultimate awesome experiences I had, one of them was here as a human. I thought it was a human projecting at me. I thought it was like an inner earth being or whatever, a humanoid, looked just like me, teaching me how to do Tai Chi movements. Very light, very easy for my neck. So it would be like simple stuff, right? like just holding your leg out while doing that, and then kind of moving back and forth and getting rhythm. I was like, oh, okay, this is really cool. I appreciate this. I was trippy and doing my thing. I ate some mushrooms and did it. And then I looked back, and the mantis was right there doing it. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? I was frightened. And then I was like, what the fuck? And he's like, yo, you'd be too scared if I showed you this up front. And I'm like, you ever not show me up front again, I'll never trust you again. I'd rather you scare me straight up front, because it's not going to scare me. I had space gorillas here.
Because
like you're not
you've
gonna...
already been scared like that before. So
yeah. So it was a very blissful experience after that. Blissful meaning a friendship of awesomeness. When I was on Nibiru, the craft planet thing, the one I ran to was the mantis being. I didn't,
because you felt safest.
It was the only one that made me feel really good just being there. And there was every kind of being. You would have been like, yo, what the fuck? And I was up against the wall just walking, and I was the light body, and I was holding the wall because I thought I was going to faint from seeing all this. It looked like some weird Men in Black situation where they're in their main headquarters and you see the giant walk by, and then like the squiddy characters, then a dude in a tank with fucking tendrils and all kinds of weird. I was like, this is a little much for me. And I turned, and there was the being right there, and it kind of lifted up and looked right at me. And he's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, oh, mantis, man. Oh, mantis. Oh, can I just talk to you? He's like, yeah, you're projecting in. Relax. Calm down. I'm like, oh, thank you. So I've had my experience, and you could hear the stories. It's usually in the title when the mantis are involved. And my first projection, like connecting to a being just sitting in meditation, was a mantis under ayahuasca, though. So I was meditating instead of just having some weird ayahuasca experience. I was able to sit and just, and then there was a mantis, and he goes, you can see me. And I go, how are you talking to me? And oh, I'm projecting into your mind, but look, I'm from here. Let me show you. He was so happy. He showed me all the shit where they were from and how they grew up and why they do the things they do. And I'm like, there's a whole bunch of yous like that running around. He's like, there's planets of us. I was like, what the fuck? He's like, dude, there's good and bad. Just like you guys. There's fucking dudes that just kill everything. And kick a fucking puppy and a baby in the same day. What the fuck? He's like, when you want me to hang out with that guy? He's like, I don't want to hang out with him. So I want to hang out with you. You're mad cool. I'm like, oh yeah, man, you're mad cool too. Thank you for that. And then he asked me about me, and I showed him, and he was happy with me, but was not happy with what I showed him about us in all. Because he was like asking me about our people, and I was like, well, there's World War I, World War II. He was like, what? I'm like, yeah, I'm sure you've been to war. He's like, no. He's like, that's ridiculous. I'm like, would you guys have sex and then they eat each other's fucking heads? And he's like, no, we don't. Who told you that? I'm like, the mantis on the planet. He's like, you're comparing me to the bug. I'm literally in another dimension in a fucking starship, and you're telling me I'm that? I'm like, well, we all come from, he's like, yeah, we all come from something. That's like me calling you an ape. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah, you have it in you, but it's literally not what I am. I'm this conscious, fully conscious, 12 foot tall. I'm like, all right, I get it. Thank you. But I've also seen them in your, when you gave birth, there was one in the back looking like as if he was in charge. And I was like, well, they're right about that. I saw a gray, I saw a reptilian, and one of those things, and a bunch of other there was humans there too. And I'm like, yo, hanging out together. That's a pretty motley crew right there. Y'all should get punched right in your fucking face right now.
Living library.
Right. And they're like, it looked to me as the mantis was controlling the grays. And
yeah, it's one laboratory.
Yeah. And then they were telling the warrior class reptilians, because they were like, what do we do with this guy? He's like, well, he can't do nothing in that form. And it's like, what? How are you guys viewing me? Well, it's always now. So if they're showing Paula something, it's like her in that moment was a now. It's always now. Exactly. So we're viewing it live. She's going through it, and the eye are having the same experiences again. It brings back that point, and then of reference. So it's live. It's not like when I was talking earlier about the Egyptian stuff. It wasn't live. That was like us inside looking and viewing. No matter what I said, you couldn't hear me.
Right.
And there was a being guiding me through that inside the head of me. This wasn't that. This is, it's just, it's the crazy. They were there. They were like, he can't hurt us, can't get involved. Like, he can't do shit. Just keep going. I'm like, y'all fucked up. And that's what happened here when the Greys knocked me out of my body. They hit me with that sonic thing. They were with these military guys, And I jumped up and I didn't know what happened. Everything was black and white. And then I saw me on the floor. And then I'm like, yo, I'm going to fuck one of yous up. And they were like, oh, he's done. He can't do anything in that mode. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And I was like, yo, what happened to me? Very, very, very scary shit. However, I made my way back and I'm back. So it's good to be back with everyone tonight. Thank you so much for sticking it through. Shout outs to everyone. We miss you. We know it's been weird and rough, but you got to walk through. Even us, even the one you think is the, oh, you super fearless. I got to walk through fucked up, fearful stuff that's a mess, and I got to handle my business just like everyone else.
Yep.
I just talk about it on air. You talk about it to whoever you talk about it to, or not. You just stay inside with it. But we're all going through it, and I fucking I love you guys. I miss you too. We're back. You get to a point where I can't talk. She has nothing to say. I have nothing to say because we have to go through that painful moment of compression breakthrough. Right? Like we got to break through and then talk about it. It's just hard sometimes. I don't want to babble no more. Shaman Jimmy said something that fucking rocked my mind back in the day. He's like, we gave everybody enough information to ascend 10 times over. There is no more info. Now it's just experience. Right? You get to the top. You're there first. Now, where do I do? Great. You made it. High five. Now get back in the fucking there and help. And you're like, what? I just made it. It's like, you didn't get nowhere, bro. Here's the top. No one here. Me and you. What do you want to do? It's like being at the party and no one's there for another 80 hours. And 80 hours is like 4 years. And you're like, I got to get the fuck out of here. And you want to go back down and help. You see all your friends and fans. You're like, come on, guys. I'll run down. I'll grab a couple, bring them back up. It's like, no, you don't even got to do that, man. You see everyone's coming. You can see it coming. They're just in different stages of the staircase. Right. So engage your staircase at whatever level you're on and go for it. Be the change, man. We've heard that from a million fucking hosts and all that. You want to do it, you got to do it. You got to do it. All right. Love you so much.
Love you so much.
Thank you so much for being there. Shout out to the Fearless family. If you need us, we're here. We'll do help as much as we can.
Yeah.
Right?
We love you.
We love you. Bitcoin, motherfuckers. Crypto. Get in it or get crushed by it. Love you. Peace the fuck out. Woot! Oh, wait. Stay fearless and remember, the universe rewards bravery. See you next time.